We encourage to have you continue checking plhsfightingpointers.com this weekend and every weekend to stay up to date on all of our fall sports that have already begun. You can also get the latest up-to-date athletic information on the athletic Instagram at Fighting Pointers.
Oh, no, baby.
And the staff and students would like to extend a huge thanks to Lawrence Verissimo for repairing our pointer lighthouse. PLHS football and cheer, along with our staff, students, and fans, are excited to have Del Norte High School here at Point Loma tonight, and honored to host the Nighthawks in this, the very first home game of 2024. Shout out to the PLHS girls flag football for their first win yesterday with a score of 16-0. Also a huge shout out to the PLHS girls volleyball home win on Tuesday. Go Pointers! Tonight's contest features our Point Loma Pointers led by head coach Mr. Ryan Price. The head coach of the Nighthawks of Del Norte High School is Mr. Nick Barnett. Point Loma and the CIF require good sportsmanship and positive behavior of student athletes, cheerleaders, band members, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Please be mindful of your language and actions at all times and treat others with dignity and respect. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions, especially concerning race, gender, or ethnicity, directed at athletes, officials, team representatives, or other spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for immediate removal from the school premises. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe, inclusive, and positive game environment. Be kind and respectful to all. Midfield team captains have met to discuss expectations and proper codes of conduct from all those involved in the game. We ask that spectators also conduct themselves in a sportsmanlike manner, remembering that your actions reflect upon your children, the school, and the community. The state and San Diego CIF have implemented a program called Pursuing Victory with Honor, and everyone, including spectators, have a shared responsibility to conduct themselves appropriately. Thank you for joining us in this effort to bring good sportsmanship to the game. And now, direct your attention to the gates where we present to you the 2024 Fighting Players! Please join me in welcoming Lance Corporal Bruno and the Marines from Marine Corps Recruit Depot San Diego as they escort pointer team captains for the coin toss. Your captains for this evening, number 55, Senior Yair Yaya Yanez. Number 3, Senior Cannon Ogden. Number 4, Senior Ian Metcher. And number 5, a junior Leo Sa. Del Norte has accepted the kickoff to start the game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
You got the VIP side of things.
Welcome to the 2024 high school football season. We're above the Pacific Ocean, we're in Point Loma, and it's going to be a battle where things ended for the Pointers. They begin anew in 2024, taking on the Nighthawks as we welcome you into Pointer Stadium. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, our entire Nest crew, delighted to be with you here for the inaugural, the lid lifter of the 2024 season. And Drew, this is going to be a fun matchup, a great way to start the new year.
It really is. It's great to be back in the booth with you, John, and this will be an interesting game tonight. A couple teams, faced off last year and late in the playoffs, and this will be a good one.
Yeah, if you remember, the CIF San Diego Section Division II semifinals showcased these two programs. Both look a little bit different. Point Loma with a brand new coaching staff headed by Mark Price, who previously was the head coach at University City, and then last year as a defensive coordinator at La Jolla. On the other side, Nick Barnett returns most of his staff, but they graduated 35 seniors, Drew, including basically their entire offense. So we're going to take a look at how they're replacing a lot of these players.
Absolutely. You said it. When you lose 35 seniors, a great class, really led them to a CIF championship. You got to figure out who's going to step up, right? And they've had a great offseason, great spring ball, great summer camp, training camp. They've been hitting the same color all fall, or all summer, and they're ready to get after it tonight on the gridiron.
Nighthawks in their road whites, gold helmets, blue numbers. Pointers, home maroon, gold helmets, white numbers. We are away. Ryan Cleater, the kicker, goes to the back of the end zone, or goes close to the end zone, I should say, and coming out with it is Anthony Taylor, the senior wide receiver, also a kick returner. And he crosses the 20-yard line. We'll call it the 22. So decent field position here for the Nighthawks to begin their first drive of the season. And for the first time in a couple of years, a new quarterback at the helm. It's Diesel Taylor, a transfer from Arizona.
Yeah, he's got a great arm talent, really tall, sees the field really well, makes great reads, and the timing is really great coming off the fingertips of his throws. So I'll be interested to see tonight if he can get those receivers out in the open field.
There was conversations about who was going to start for this team. Would it be Taylor? Would it be Jake Locker, who had backed up Jack Schneider last year? And, I mean, Taylor, as great of a push as Locker made to be the starter of this team. I mean, I was talking to you, Drew, prior to the game when we were walking the field, and Diesel Taylor, he looks like an Elite 11 guy. Yeah,
he's tall. He's got all the tools, but I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see both quarterbacks tonight, depending on how the game goes. It might be early to see who's the starter going forward for sure, but as far as Diesel goes, he's got great vision and really knows where to put the football.
The Nighthawks come out in a spread on the first snap of the season. Audible with the sophomore now, Anthony Matar, the star freshman from a season ago, getting the starting job here in the backfield. On the move is Chase Jurgens. And Jurgens hustling back. And it was almost a fumbled handoff, but Matar secures it and turns those legs out across to the 30-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 8 here, maybe 9 for Del Norte. And That was just enough to move the sticks. It was almost a fumbled handoff, but somehow Matar able to reel it in.
Yeah, my heart stopped on that a little bit, seeing that almost a fumble exchanged on the first play of the game. But great job by Matar getting north and south. He's a tough runner. Freshman playing varsity last year, definitely was used sparingly in the offense. I'm looking to see him get more carries as this game progresses.
Matar got 61 touches last year for 218 yards, 7 touchdowns. He was their goal line back for much of the season. There was one 15-yard run last year where he carried basically the entire Rancho Bernardo team with him, and it was impossible to bring him down. But he is continuing to grow and mature. Talking to his father before the game, he said Anthony doesn't like to watch tape because he's not satisfied with where he is right now. He still watches the tape because he wants to grow, but he is so hungry just to get better and better.
Yeah, he's competitive. I've got to know him better in the spring. He's a really good kid with a great head on his shoulders.
Taylor, a little flip up forward. That's Jurgens on the move, and he gets dropped in the backfield. Ian Mateer, the senior, playing two ways, playing a little running back, playing a little defensive back on the stop.
Yeah, they did a fly play to the short side of the field, which is a little surprising. But Mateer is a great ball player. He's got a nose for the football, really can fly around. He's kind of the heart and soul of that defense. So look for him to make a lot of plays tonight. 3rd and 6 now for the Nighthawks. So the Matar run, the chain gang actually moved, and then they moved back. So it was 2nd and 1. That moves them back about 5 yards. Anthony Matar. Taylor and 4 wide receivers. This is a team that graduated all but Braxton Jones of the starting wide receiver core. More on that here in a moment. Taylor to the near side. Matar with the grab, trying to force his way through 3 maroon jerseys, but he stops short of the 30-yard line. That is a gain of 4. It's going to be 4th and 2. Something that you told me, Drew, before the game was that this is a Nighthawk team that while they graduated Ashton Tomlinson and Tyler Becker and Ty Olson transfers to Lincoln, they still have a very strong wide receiving core. Yeah, they took a lot of leaps and bounds this offseason in training and, getting that timing down with the quarterbacks. And we're going to see a wide receiver by committee this fall for the Nighthawks. Mateer back to return the punt here for Point Loma. It's a bounce of a snap and a pretty poor punt to boot, going backwards and stopping at the 30, we'll call it the 38-yard line. And the Pointers are going to have very favorable field position to begin their opening drive of the 2024 campaign. Definitely favorable field position, and we talk about average starting field position a lot on special teams, and it's tough to replace the operation that you had last year with Del Norte, but this defense has got its back against the wall right now with favorable field position for the Pointers. Let's see if they can do something with it. The Pointers are going to jog out a sophomore quarterback, Ryder Watson. As a freshman last year, he got 1 pass attempt. It went incomplete. He replaces Brady Allen, who was really good for this team. The first move, though, is a handoff that goes for a loss of 1 on the play. And a great job from the boys up front for Del Norte to get the stop. Definitely. And Coach Barnett, all offseason, all summer, all training camp, has always preached a kittle of Nighthawks, as you say. I don't know if it's a flock. I think it's a kittle of Nighthawks. A kittle? A kittle, What's a kittle? It's the only kittle I know is George. Well, the point is it's all 11 hats on the football, and you're going to see this defense really rally to the point of attack tonight. Of course, the Pointers under the helm of first-year head coach Ryan Price for this school. He was up at University City for a couple of seasons. That pass completed to Romeo Carter, the junior wide receiver, and he gets 2 back. He'll set up a 3rd and 9. And for Price, this is sort of a double whammy starting the season against Del Norte, because Point Loma had their season ended by the Nighthawks in the semifinals of the Division II San Diego section postseason. And then Price was the defensive coordinator at La Jolla when La Jolla lost to Del Norte in the San Diego section Division II championship. So this is a double whammy for a coach who has taken much of his staff on the defensive side of the ball from La Jolla here to Point Loma. 3rd and 10. Flushed out and incomplete. Getting dropped back was Ryder Watson, and that is a 3 and out here from a very feisty front 7 for Del Norte. Yeah, well, this Pointers team has a lot of bones to pick with Del Norte for many reasons. But, yeah, this defense, this 3 and out that we just saw was a really nice display of defense. Great defensive play calling by Coach Snyder and Coach Barnett. we should see a pretty stout defense tonight for the Nighthawks.
Highlights and post-game reaction from tonight's game, and
they're going to try to pin him here.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor is back to receive the punt. Del Norte with a couple of different returners. You remember Ryan Remigio, who's still on the team, split time with Ty Olson, who has transferred to Lincoln. So some new faces here in the new campaign. This one is taken at the 5. One shed here as Anthony Taylor, the senior, moves to his right, weaving, bobbing, staying on his feet for a moment as a late flag comes in. He's taken down to the 25. That's a 20-yard return, though, after it looked like he may have got caught in the woods back there.
Yeah, you know, give him a lot of credit. He fielded that ball inside the 5-yard line. You're not really supposed to do that, as a special teams coach would tell your player. But he made a couple guys miss, got north and south. We'll see what this flag's for.
Flag came in towards the end of the play. And it's going to be on Del Norte, an illegal block in the back.
Yeah,
so
that's
that'll
tough.
push him back 15.
When you have a shifty returner and guys are moving around, you know, it's like you just got to be smart on the return team. You just can't, you know, push a guy in the back. But great individual effort by Anthony there. He should be getting a lot of touches tonight. He's one of those receivers I talked about that's going to be filling in for those seniors and the departure of Ty to Lincoln. He should be getting the ball a lot tonight.
So instead of 1st and 10 from the 25, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12. And Point Loma continuing to get a couple of gifts here. Diesel Taylor back for for drive number 2. After the first one saw 3 runs and a dump down on the flat. The sophomore Matar to his left. Of course, the Nighthawks did depart as that one just goes over the outstretched arms of Braxton Jones. And a late flag. Are they going to call an illegal hit on Cannon Ogden?
I think it might be targeting or illegal hit. He kind of led with his helmet there.
Cannon Ogden was the star for this team last season from running back. He's also a really good defensive back, and maybe a bit of a mistake. It wasn't a catchable pass, but in high school, that doesn't matter. Going back to my point, and yeah, there it is. A personal foul on Cannon Ogden and the Pointers.
Yeah, he just kind of led with his head there. I think he was over-aggressive on that play, but number 3, Ogden here, Cannon Ogden, he's a good player. He should be flying around tonight making plays on both sides of the ball.
He rushed for over 400 yards last year. He scored a couple of touchdowns. His ability to break tackles and make plays in open space is what makes him crucial on the offensive side, but he's really keen on sticking with the defensive, or as a defensive player with opposing wide receivers. And that's why you see him on the defensive side as well. Going back to my point, the Nighthawks did depart Chris Guzman, who was a 2-year varsity starter at running back, and now they have a trio of running backs. You're seeing the other one here. I believe that was
Remigio.
That was Ryan Remigio. Yeah. He changed his number. He was wearing 14 last year. Now he's wearing number 6, trying to mess me up. But that is the senior running back Ryan Remigio, who goes for a loss of 2 on the play. And then Caden Barnett, the coach's son, will also get a little running back opportunity here this season.
As Guzman left, one of those departing seniors, they got Caden in there getting some carries. That trio of running backs. I think they like to keep fresh backs, change of pace. But I think tonight we're going to see Matar with most of the carries.
2nd and 13. They took an extra yard off that, so instead of being dropped for 2, Remigio was dropped for 3. Really good pass-catching back, as evident from his performance last season. Taylor in the shotgun. Defense showing a bit of a blitz. Dancing out there on the left side is Ian Mateer. And to his right was Saad, a little dump up the middle and right through the hands of Anthony Taylor. A good look. Taylor was right in the middle of a trio of maroon jerseys, but just couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, I think the ball got tipped by number 23. Braden Lane, I think, tipped that pass. But, yeah, you also got to see a little bit of the arm talent of Diesel Taylor to knife that ball in there. So look for him to make some more attempts down the field.
Lane, a junior, playing defensive back here. Pointers went 8-5 last year. Made a deep run in the CIF San Diego Section D2 postseason before losing to Del Norte. They beat San Pasqual. They beat a really good Scripps Ranch team. I think a team that most people thought was going to win that game. And then eventually fell to Del Norte in an 8-7, or 9-7, I should say. Gritty battle. You don't really see many 9-7 finishes anymore.
No, tough defensive battle for both teams. But I talked to Coach Sullivan about that game, and the defensive back coach and strength and conditioning coach for the Pointers.
One More on that here in a moment. Taylor on 3rd and 13, flushed out left. He's going to try and keep it himself. But really nowhere to go. A little bit of a push there from Saad, and it's going to be 4th and about 9 for Del Norte. They're going to boot this one away.
Yeah, I had a chance to speak with Coach Sullivan. They've been training all off season with that sour taste in their mouth. Mental toughness, endurance, 4th quarter, they get stronger. So we'll see here tonight if that resonates.
I mean, you think about the loss that Del Norte had in the state championship against Birmingham, right? I guarantee you that in some twisted, poetic way, there's a lot of motivation that comes from something like that. And on the Pointer side, it wasn't as devastating in terms of how it happened because Del Norte lost by the most improbable play that you would see. But it's still devastating because you thought you were in that game and you had that game as the punt is away. So for them, I'm sure that they find all sorts of motivation in losing that game to the Nighthawks last year in the semifinals. Fair catch is called out near the 32-yard line. Fair catch made by Romeo Carter, the junior, and the Pointers will have a bit of a tougher start here on drive number 2 than on the first one.
Absolutely, and they're going to need to figure out a way to move this football down the field. I mean, this Nighthawk defense is well coached. They fly around the field. They get good gap control. They've got great linebackers, sideline to sideline. They're going to have to figure out a way to move the ball downfield, maybe get Romeo Carter involved early.
5 minutes into quarter number 1 of the new high school football season. Del Norte has a Thursday game next week against La Costa Canyon, a game that I'm sure that they want back after last year's game. Quick handoff, churning up the middle is Cannon Ogden and breaking through a couple of tackles before a slew of Nighthawks take him down. That's a gain of about 7. Actually, they're bringing it back to 6 on the play, but Ogden, again, returning leading rusher last year, 42 attempts, 404 yards. He also had 196 receiving yards. Interestingly enough, though, in just 25 receptions, he had 4 receiving touchdowns. He also had 34 tackles and 6 tackles for loss. So you want to talk about a stat sheet stuffer, that's Cannon Ogden.
Yeah, they get him the ball in multiple ways, and this is what Point Loma does.
Ryder Watson with a play action. Slices it to Carter, who gets the first down of the game here on either side as he's out across the 45 to the 47.
Yeah, getting Romeo Carter the ball involved early and often will be huge for the Pointers. You know, they're going to run the ball, they're going to throw it a little bit, they're going to mix it up, but they just wear you down play by play.
Carter had 10 receptions for 207 yards last season. A couple of touchdowns on the receiving side. Also 38 tackles. You see a lot of two-way players for Point Loma. It's actually very common in San Diego. Del Norte doesn't typically show a ton of two-way guys. Back to passes Watson, and it goes incomplete. 2nd and 10 here for the Pointers.
Yeah, again, he's targeted. He's going to get a bulk of the targets and a bulk of the touches tonight. I talked to Brandon Sullivan about him. He's a two-way player, great on the outside, explosive, and Del Norte is respecting that. They're putting a safety over the top, creeping over to his side, but they're going to keep working him towards the edge and get him quick hits.
2nd and 10 from the 47. It is a gorgeous night here in Point Loma. The sun is setting. We can see it to our right. To our left, we have another view of the bay. They got it made up here in Point Loma. Here's an end around from Romeo Carter. Out across the 40, taken down near the 35.
Yeah, again, George Summers, number 55, he just over-pursued, and he knows that he's tapping his chest there. But you got to keep the ball inside and front, maintain leverage, and make that play as soon as he makes the catch.
17-yard gain on the play by Romeo Carter, largest of the evening on either side. And Point Loma now in opponent territory. Ryder Watson, a sophomore, taking the place of both Brady Allen and Max Newbegin. Hands it off to Ogden, a really nice first step. Had him up through the middle for a moment, taken down at the 27, a gain of 9 on the play.
Yeah, again, back to the run. They're just doing, mixing up the pass and the run, keeping this Nighthawk defense on their heels.
And actually, they're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. They're moving the sticks.
Yeah, giving them the first down. So this defensive line's got to really get stout.
For Point Loma, replacing both of their quarterbacks. It's not an easy task, but when you have really good skill position athletes like that man right there, Cannon Ogden, who gets another 6-yard run, it makes working in a new quarterback a little bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, when you can help your quarterback with the run game and having a receiver like Romeo Carter on the outside, and it really softens the defense. It makes the defense have to cover every blade of turf on the field, so it really eases the game for him. And you're a product of your environment as a quarterback.
And in life.
True.
4.5 to go here in the first quarter. 2nd and 5, another handoff to Ogden. And it goes for a gain of 4 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and 1 here in the red zone for the Pointers.
Some might say I'm a product of you, Jonathan, bringing me in the booth. So I have you to give credit to.
I thought you made it a point. It made it sound like I raised you. I don't know if I'd go that far. I raised the broadcaster version of you.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
Which we're going to get a lot of each other this season, and so is this great city of San Diego. We'll touch on that later on in the broadcast, what that means. They are really riding the legs of Ogden, but the defense is ready this time. And on 3rd and 1, it goes nowhere. And they're saying fumble.
I think his forward progress was stopped, and I think that's what the refs are calling.
When I say them, I mean the Nighthawks, not the officials. just a point of clarity right there. And it will be a gain of nothing.
Oh, okay, it's where it was. It looked like they moved the ball.
It's going to be 4th and about 2. And we'll see if Coach Price and this coaching staff choose to go for it. Coach Price is the 99th head coach, or 99th. Wow, excuse me. He's the 5th year in the school's 99-year history. Yeah, having 99 coaches is probably not a great legacy as a program, but only the 5th head coach, so a lot of really good legacy here. Looking towards the end zone. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Romeo Carter. And a beautiful job in coverage right there for the Nighthawks. I believe that's Tristan Kyle, the senior.
Yeah, that was great defense. You know, he got beat at first. It was a great job just not getting your hands on the guy. Maybe should have got his head around, but again, he didn't touch him only when the ball got there, so it was great timing.
You like the call there, fade to the end zone on 4th and 2?
I love it. I think it's aggressive. You know, the whole drive has been Romeo Carter, sprinkle in Ogden, Romeo Carter, sprinkle in Ogden, so you might as well take a shot at the end zone. Show the Nighthawks you're not afraid to take a shot.
By the way, really quickly, the reason that Coach Price is only the 5th head coach in the school's 99-year history is because they had a coach named Benny Edens who coached here for 43 years.
Wow.
He amassed 241 wins, 168 losses, and 16 ties from 1955 until 1997.
Wow.
That's incredible.
That is older than the both of us.
Combined. No, maybe not. There's Anthony Matar, who goes backwards for a loss of 2 on the first run here of drive number 3 for the Nighthawks. But yeah, Coach Edens, he leaves an amazing legacy, not just here at Point Loma, but in San Diego. He was the longest serving and most successful coach in San Diego high school football history.
Learn something new every day.
And that's why you keep me along. That's why you keep showing up.
That's right.
Point Loma used to be a very dominant high school back in the 80s and 90s. They actually won a couple of section championships during that time. Del Norte won their first last year. Diesel Taylor on 2nd and 11. Flushed out left. Playing a little footloose, and that might be intentional grounding. Was he out of the tackle box? No flag was thrown.
I think he got out of the tackle box.
Can you, let me ask you this, because this situation rarely comes up. Can you run out of the tackle box, run in, and then throw the ball away?
That's a great question that I don't quite know the answer to. Looks like they called it a fumble, and it rolled out of bounds.
It rolled out of bounds. There's a backwards pass.
Oh, it was a backwards pass. Okay. Interesting. Well, then that makes sense why they didn't call grounding.
That's a good, I mean, at this point, I guess you lose the down end of the yardage no matter what. It could have gone either way.
That's tough. You know, Diesel's first few reads weren't quite there. Could have dumped it to Matar as the outlet route, but I think he wanted more.
He hasn't looked totally comfortable in the pocket here on these 3 drives. Now they're backed all the way up to the 1-yard line. 3rd and 27. The line to gain is at the 28-yard line. Is Anthony Matar to his right and a quadrant of receivers. Diesel Taylor, the transfer from Arizona, lobbing one up the middle. He has a man. It's caught. Anthony Taylor reeling it in out across the 35 to the 39. Unbelievable from the senior wide receiver.
And there's that arm talent we talked about early in the game from Diesel Taylor, and great job by Anthony Taylor. Taylor to Taylor connection.
I like Taylor squared, baby, for 47 yards.
Yeah, great job high pointing that football.
37 yards.
37 yards in traffic. He's a great ability, so look for him to get the ball more tonight, deservingly so.
A beautiful seam up the middle opened up, and a little Taylor on Taylor damage right there. Del Norte rolling now, 1st and 10 from the 38. Quick handoff. And this defensive line for Point Loma has held up quite nicely here in this first quarter. Matar goes for a gain of about 1-ish.
Yeah, I think they're not going to abandon the run game, though. I mean, obviously the game is 0-0. You don't need to abandon anything. But, even with Matar early on getting some carries, getting some penetration, getting up the field, I think he's going to get a good bulk of the carries tonight and really break down this Point Loma defense.
Yeah, I mean, he really was one of the freshmen of the year last year in San Diego. And he's unsatisfied with himself, which shows you just how much growth there's going to be. Already getting the bulk of the carries here tonight. We saw one for Ryan Remigio. Taylor looking to Taylor again, and Taylor reels it in and then drops it. A really astute touch right there by Chase Thomas, the sophomore free safety for Point Loma, doing just enough to force Anthony Taylor to miss the catch.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come down with that. Great job by the defense knocking that
What
loose.
do you think the officials are discussing? Because
Oh,
they're calling it a fumble.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
No, they're calling him
A catch and the ground caused a fumble, maybe?
No, I think they're calling it a catch.
A catch, and then he fumbled it. He had possession, and then that's
Did
interesting.
he get the ball back on the fumble?
Well, he must have, because he maintained possession after
Here, let's check
play.
it out right here. Really good connection right here from Taylor to Taylor 2.0. Oh, he was down. Yeah, he was down before the ball came out. So he had possession, he went down, and that was indeed a catch. So a couple of really nice gains here by senior wide receiver Anthony Taylor. Nighthawks threatening on 1st and 10 from the 22.
That's a tough throw. Roll into your left as a right-hand quarterback,
Reminds me
making
of
that throw.
a bit of Aaron Rodgers. Here's a delayed handoff to Anthony Matar, and here's the sophomore continuing to move out across the 20 to the 16-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 8 here.
Yeah, great job by the offensive line. Senior Noah Keller has been doing a great job tonight blocking for this offense. He's an anchor of that offensive line, and he's put in a lot of work in the offseason, and it's really awesome to see him make some plays tonight.
Yeah, Noah's been a staple. He had a couple of huge plays last year in the section championship against La Jolla in the 31-15 win.
They move him across the line. It looks like a few plays ago they put him on the left side. Now they put him on the right side.
And that'll be the end of the first quarter. Del Norte 2nd and 4 from the 16, driving. No score, though. We've seen a couple of big plays. It seemed the chemistry on the Point Loma offensive side between Ryder Watson and Romeo Carter was there. And then, of course, the Taylor-to-Taylor connection on the Del Norte side is there. So you're seeing a bit of chemistry starting to build. It's game 1 of the season, Drew, right? Like, you can't really expect too much on game 1 of the season.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are going to establish an identity, right? They have their playmakers. The sophomore quarterback for Point Loma, he's been playing really, really well tonight, finding Romeo Carter, getting him comfortable in this offense, right? And then on the Del Norte side, you have Diesel. He's senior quarterback, just transferred in. He's getting some timing down with the offense. But I think both teams have showed some promise on both sides of the ball, and we'll see who cracks first on defense.
I mean, if you're Point Loma, this is a team that matches up defensively, so they're really looking more like a man and they'll blitz the linebackers. Do you maybe think about getting somebody in the secondary to spy Anthony Taylor to make sure he stops breaking away?
Well, those contested catches he had multiple defenders on him, so it's like
they were around him. The first one was on him. The second one, he was alone.
He was, and he actually came back for the ball a little bit on that, and if the ball was just a hair farther out, he might have hit him more in stride.
Yeah, it was underthrown for sure.
A little bit, but yeah, I don't know if you need to spy Anthony yet.
Are we giving trade secrets to future opponents for Del Norte?
No, I just think if you spy Anthony Taylor, there's so many other weapons on this offense.
Right.
That you're not.
We haven't even
for.
seen yet in this game
right.
or this season because this is the opener.
Yes, we were very early on in the season, so there's some names here on the offensive side of the ball for Del Norte that we have yet to call, which I feel like we will call very soon.
All right, here we go. Second quarter, game number 1, 2024 high school football season. No score, but the Nighthawks are threatening 2nd and 4 from the 16. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, our entire Nest crew on hand with you No matter how you're watching or where you are watching, we appreciate you making us a part of your Friday evening plans. It's 68 degrees. It's overcast skies. It is absolutely gorgeous here at Pointer Stadium. Dual running backs here. Remigio on the move. And actually, that is Remigio who makes the catch. But the Pointers snuff it out, and it's a huge loss on the play.
Yeah, this is a fast defense. I mean, number 4, Ian Mateo, he plays sideline to sideline, and they really swarm to the ball as well. It's going to take more than just a little misdirection to get these Pointers off guard here, but great job for them flocking to the ball or pointing to the ball. I don't know how do you call it? Running to the ball. What do dogs do?
They scurry
to the ball, Pointers. So
I feel like it needs to be more aggressive because like Pointers are a very specific kind of dog.
Right.
Now, if you're my girlfriend, you just call them a puppy because all dogs are puppies, apparently.
You don't even want to know what kind of dog I have, Jonathan.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a 10-pound Chihuahua Papillon mix.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
do.
Taylor on the move. Diesel Taylor looking that way, flushed out, right, and then he's sacked on the play. Gliding in and making the sack for the Pointers is Kobe Kelly, the junior. And that's going to be 4th and long here for Del Norte. From 2nd and 4 to 4th and 11, this Pointer defense turning the tables real quick here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Diesel had Anthony in the flat. Didn't love the look. Wide side of the field. Probably felt like the defense had more time to gain ground and maybe pick that off. So they're going to kick a field goal here. Maybe punt it.
So Del Norte graduating one of the most colorful kickers in San Diego history. Last year they had Trey Coleman, who's recognized as the top kicker in the section. And now it's going to be on, is that Mateo Orozco out there? This will be 38 yards. It's a beautiful boot. Is it up? And through it is.
Mateo
Orozco with a 37-yard boot, and Del Norte takes a 3-0 lead.
Good snap, hold, and kick. We had a great operation last year, so they have a lot to live up to.
Well, you got in the last couple of years with this team. You had Mateen Begani, who goes to Cal. Yeah. Now you have Trey Coleman, who's at Utah.
Yeah.
I mean, you graduate in the last 2 years, 2 of the best kickers pretty close in San Diego history.
Yeah, but you don't have a great kicker without a great snapper.
Aha, you're right.
For those of you who don't know, I used to long snap in my previous life.
It's all part of your current life. It's part of the journey that brought you to this point, which we appreciate so much, Drew.
That's right. Brought me to the booth.
Well, apparently I raised you, so I'll take full credit for everything. So Roscoe is going to be the kicker to boot this one away, a pair of Pointers back near the end zone. Most notably, Cannon Ogden out to the right. Couple of ticks into the second quarter. The boot is up. It's out towards that right side. Ogden makes the grab and is out on his way. And actually, excuse me, that's Romeo Carter making the return out near the 26-yard line to the 27.
Let's see what the Pointers can do with this possession. I think that quarterback, number 15, Ryder Watson, he's a pretty good athlete in slinging the ball around tonight. I think we're going to see more of him in the air.
Very poised for a sophomore quarterback who had one passing attempt last year as a freshman. Did a lot of work in the offseason with this new coaching staff, and it's already showing here a quarter and some change in.
I think he's settling in, and I think we're going to see some fireworks here.
Romeo Carter's been the heavy wide receiver. Cannon Ogden's been the heavy use running back. And Ogden goes for a short gain on the play. We'll call it 4.
And it's important for a young quarterback to have an established running game. Like, I can't say that enough, how important it is to have a running game that a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, can lean on. And they don't have to feel like they're Superman. You know, they don't have to feel like they have to make every single play on the field, you know?
2nd and 6. This one goes back to Ogden, bouncing out to his left, and a gaggle of Nighthawks drop him for a gain of nothing on the play.
Yeah, that was George Summers at the point of attack. He's a nice player. He's going to really develop here this year.
Yeah, one of the few returners is George Summers. He had 23 total tackles last year and a sack. And It must be nice to have a few returners after graduating 35 players. Like the returners stand out like, oh, you're a returner. We don't have many of those.
Yeah, those are the leaders on this team for sure.
Watson back to pass, and it's incomplete. Great job in coverage out on the left side.
Yeah.
For Del Norte, that's Matt Riley.
Matt Riley, he's a real ball hawk. He can fly sideline to sideline. Great athlete, great cover guy on special teams. That was a great play. And I think the receiver out there heard him coming.
Yeah, sophomore wide receiver Alexander Pletcher was the intended target. It's going to be 4th and 6 here. And another 3-and-out forced by the Del Norte defense, led by veteran defensive coordinator Paul Schneider. Of course, you remember his son Jack was the quarterback the last 2 seasons for this team, as the punt trickles down near the 30 and into the 28-ish yard line. Very nice punt right there. Jack Schneider, now at Oklahoma, enjoying his time as a college student after an illustrious high school career. But his dad staying on as the defensive coordinator here.
I didn't know he was over there in OU.
I found that out about 5 minutes before kickoff.
Oh, really?
Because I asked his dad. Like, so what's Jack up to? He's like, oh, he's at OU. He's at an SEC school.
Oh, yeah. And that's tough for me to hear because, you know, when I was playing in the SEC, we didn't have Oklahoma.
Oh, wait, Drew, did you play college football in the SEC?
Sparingly.
Remember, we have a whole season of this, so.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, but, you know, everyone wants to join the SEC, so Texas, Oklahoma, let them join the party. But
not everyone. I think my Oregon Ducks are okay not being in the SEC. We're very happy soon to be dominating in the Big Ten.
They're jealous. They're jealous. Soon to be dominating in the Big Ten.
I don't know, man. We're going to have a top 3 matchup with Ohio State at home.
All right. Fair enough.
All right, here we go. Del Norte back on the offensive side of things. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 29 for Diesel Taylor. Taking over for Jack Schneider. Flags fly. Delay of game will be called. Or maybe it's an illegal formation, but a delay of game, a rare call here. They keep time on the field, so we don't really know on our side of things here in high school football how that goes.
Yeah, you know, the Pointers lined up in a 4-man front with four guys on the line of scrimmage on defense, and I think that's a little different what they've been doing. So there might have been some confusion on who to block.
It's going to be 1st and 15 here. Remigio and Taylor, rather Matar in the backfield. Matar's the one on the move. Taylor fumbled it, got it back, fires it to Matar. Matar along the sideline and gets pushed out near the 35.
A little bit of a broken play there. If you saw that, I don't know if you caught it, but Diesel fumbled the snap and Matar opened in the flat.
That's twice that Anthony Matar has been productive off a fumbled football situation, or near fumble.
Improv.
Goes for a gain of 6 on the play.
7 on the play brings up 2nd down.
Call it gain of 7. It's like 2nd and 2.5 for a Del Norte team that hosts La Costa Canyon and Coach Sean Sovacool, a school that I put you in as I raised you, apparently, for a couple of years.
Freshman in JV football over there.
Here's a delayed handoff to Remigio, finds a hole, finds a crease, and he's up through across to the 47-yard line. 10-yard gain for the spurtability of Ryan Remigio.
They ran that same play last drive with Matar on the other end of the field. Really good change of pace to get everyone flowing to the left and sneak under the running back. Just got to keep that defense honest.
After La Costa, Del Norte has the return trip with a home-and-home against Eastlake. Then they have a really tough back-to-back. They have Carlsbad on the road and Rancho Bernardo. Check that, and Poway at home. Then they go to Rancho Bernardo to open a Palomar League play. But you have Carlsbad and Poway after La Costa Canyon. I mean, this is a heck of a pre-conference slate for Del Norte.
Yeah, very challenging. Make them better as a club.
And that's why they do it. 1st and 10 from the 47. Taylor looking out, has a man, and it's caught.
Braxton Jones.
Pass complete.
Braxton Jones, one of the few returners on this offensive side of things, reeling it in. And he was 9 for 119 and a touchdown last year. He had that touchdown against, what was it,
Rancho
Ramona?
Bernardo.
Was it Rancho Bernardo?
Well, the big one against Rancho Bernardo, I thought.
Then it was Alec Waters who had the touchdown against Ramona. One of them. Nonetheless,
Yeah.
you see a great gain right there. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 33.
Yeah, Braxton's one of those guys who's really developed this year, and he's taken a big step on this offense.
The only returning wide receiver of the starters. Taylor searching out right, fires to the end zone, has Taylor, but it's a tad overcooked. 2nd and 10.
Pass falls out of the end zone.
Yeah, that might have been a smart decision there. He was kind of double covered in the end zone, but you can see what Legadu's doing with this offense. He's really spreading the receiving core across the field, making Point Loma really stretch that defense, and it'll really open up the run when they need it.
Legadu Naney in his 2nd year. The wide receiving coach here, and one of the play callers offensively for Del Norte. Former Charger.
It was fun watching him play for the Chargers when I was a kid.
You know, I'm embarrassed to say that was before my time paying attention to football.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I started like 2010-ish. It's like when I started playing fantasies, when I started playing. Because in LA, we didn't have a team.
Fair enough.
But I know his pedigree. This is a high snap over Taylor's head. Comes up with it, but because he was on the ground with it, it's a dead ball. And that's going to be a big loss on the play. It's going to be a loss of about 17. No, we'll call it 12 yards. My mistake. Early in the season means math is really tough. It's going to be 3rd and 23 with 7 minutes to go here in the half.
That's really tough there. You were in a fringe point there, kind of maybe in the field goal range, maybe 4th and short, maybe go for it. Now you're closer to midfield. It really changes up the play call here.
Sold out stadium here at Pointer Field. Sun fully set now, and the coastal breeze gracing us after what was a pretty warm day here in San Diego. Nighthawks lead 3-0. Clock trickling under 6:35. That's Remigio moving out to the left. That's Taylor looping around Taylor. Diesel Taylor gets it to Braxton Jones. Nice, really good first move for Jones. Staying on his feet, diving out across the pylon. Did he get across the marker? No. He's short by a yard. It's a gain of 22. It's going to be 4th and 1 for Braxton Jones.
And Braxton Jones was a guy I was talking about earlier in this game as a guy we hadn't called yet, but now we have got to call him. And again, they're going to get him involved. Great job, Anthony Taylor, flashing him out to the wide side of the field, getting the defense to bite on that because he's got a lot of early catches. Braxton Jones underneath. Great play call by Legadu.
He already has almost a quarter of the catches, the total catches that he had a season ago. So it's going to be 4th and 1 for an aggressive offense. Ryan Remigio is the running back. Jones all the way to your left. Taylor's in the slot. Diesel Taylor. And he got the defense to jump.
Penalty flag on the play.
Neutral zone infraction.
Procedure against the Nighthawks.
So they're going to call it on the offense. Somebody must have twitched on the offensive line. This will be a confirmation. I saw the infraction on the defensive side, but somebody on that offensive line may have enforced it. And yeah, it will be a false start on the Nighthawks. So from 4th and 1 to 4th and 7.
That's tough.
And again, this is
4th and 6?
early season mistakes, right?
Yeah, you know, this is something you work on in training camp. You work on hard counts, especially when you're tired. You know, when you're in the dog days of camp and it's hot out, you know, this is where that conditioning comes in, not just physical, but mental. And it showed right there.
So this is a situation where last season or the season before, you would probably kick a field goal for 47 yards.
Absolutely.
Instead, you're going for it. 4th and 7 here for the Nighthawks. They're on the Pointer 30. Taylor continuing to survey that defense, and they'll burn a timeout here with 6:17 to go in the half.
They might rethink this decision. They might go for a field goal here. They might have just tried to get him to jump off sides.
We saw Roscoe nail the only points of the game so far on the previous drive. And the conversation now will turn to the next move here for the offense. Continuing to preview the Del Norte season, we mentioned the Costa, Eastlake, the next 2 games at home. Carlsbad, Poway, and then Palomar League play. You got Rancho Bernardo, Fallbrook, Mount Carmel, Ramona, and San Marcos.
Yeah, that's a tough slew of games.
This
there.
is a very tough. You have Mount Carmel at home. You have Ramona at home.
Hotels and Resorts, Marcus Millichap, Capital Corporation, the O'Connell Family, Sushi Lounge, and Athletes First. Once again, thank you for supporting what we do here at
We have a score check here, just to update you guys all out there.
It is 3-0.
It is 3-0, but the score says 3 for the Pointers.
Oh, it's 3-0 for Del Norte.
Yeah.
All right, they're going to go for it. Out of the timeout, it's a comeback route, and the pass is complete for a gain of 8 yards on the play. Anthony Taylor making the grab, his 3rd of the evening. And Del Norte, quick moving here on 4th and 7, moving the sticks again.
And, you know, Legadu's really trusting this offense to move the ball down the field. And they're finding ways to get receivers open and really push this football downfield. Let's see if we get a little change of pace on the ground.
1st and 10 from the 23 for the Nighthawks. Anthony Taylor has 3 receptions. He's up near 100 yards already. He's quick, and he's effective. By the way, Chase Jurgens is in. He's all the way to your right for the Nighthawks.
He's had a really great offseason.
Hasn't gotten a look yet tonight. That might change here. Taylor rolling out right. Taylor searching for options. He's going to keep it himself, and he'll dive out of bounds out across the 15 to the 13-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 10 on the play and very close to a 1st down.
He had Alec Waters seeping out there. He just didn't love the look. But Alec Waters is another one of those guys that I think is really going to take a big step this year into his senior year, I believe. Senior year, yeah.
And I think they're going to give Taylor enough. It's going to be 1st and 10 here from the 13. Closest the Nighthawks have been to pay dirt this evening. And that's the side of Diesel Taylor I think that makes him so special, is his ability to get out and run. He takes these long strides. He's tall and strong. Anthony Matar, the sophomore, searching for the end zone, and he punches it in. Touchdown, Nighthawks. But whistles blow, and we got to hold the phone here, folks. I don't see any yellow laundry on the field, Drew.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the holdup is. Oh, holding on the
holding
offense.
on the offense.
Okay. Maybe it explains why he wasn't touched.
Interesting to make the call without a flag being thrown.
Yeah, I was confused there too. I figured it was on the offense because.
Yeah, it was on that left side. I didn't catch the number.
I couldn't quite see it either.
Move to the right hash
Let's see if we can see it here.
at the 18-yard line. Remains 1st down for the Nighthawks.
Yeah, I think it was Matthew Calfas, number 63 on that left side.
No, but I think it was on the 2nd level there.
Oh, was it after?
It was Gio Limon, I think, got called for that hold.
Giovanni Limon. His brother Esteban was holding it down. Diesel Taylor left alone, gliding into the end zone. A 15-yard touchdown run for the senior transfer from Arizona.
What a great play call. You just go back to the same play you just did, but you have Diesel keep it, and his wheels were on display there. Great job by that offense. And, you know, that's what they do so well, is that misdirection. You know, they get the defense thinking one way, and they just tap on your shoulder, steal from your pocket. You know what I mean?
Well done from Diesel Taylor and this offense. Nice snap, nice hold, nice kick. 10-0. Nighthawks lead here. 5:13 to go in quarter number 2. So despite the setbacks on that drive, Drew, the Nighthawks responded really resiliently.
Yeah, you know, they had that false start on 4th down, 4th and short, right? And then they went for it. They had some penalties. They
got a holding call.
And it just shows you, I mean, listen, they need to definitely cut that out. You know, giving people up here a heart attack.
That was sound advice, by the way.
Yeah, right. Just don't do that.
Probably stop getting flags.
Yeah, coaching point. Don't do that, right? But, you know, early in the season, that's what you normally see here with teams is, you know, okay, holding call here, false start here. But it's time, you know, as the season goes on, you got to clean that up.
Mateo Orozco back to kick this one away. Romeo Carter returned the previous one. He's on the right side. And this one goes in towards the end zone and eventually taken near it by Dylan Upjohn. And Upjohn shedding a couple of tackles before being greeted at the 25-yard line. Haven't seen much of Dylan Upjohn on the offensive side, by the way. He's somebody who returns for this team as the leading rusher. He also had 227 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns last year. And the only time he has touched the ball here in the first quarter and a half, Drew, is on a kickoff return.
That's very interesting. You know, I talked to Coach Sullivan about him this week, and he mentioned he was one of the first guys he mentioned, so it's not too late to get him the football.
1st and 10 from the 25 for the Pointers. And there's Upjohn getting the touch. They heard our call, and he is moved up for a gain of 1 on the play. Upjohn, a senior, 80 rushes, 432 yards last season, had a couple of touchdowns, 5 total touchdowns on the season. Returns as the team's leading rusher from a season ago. Mateer and Ogden both had similar rushing stats, just not as much. 2nd and 8 here for the offense. Speaking of tough schedules, the team out of the City League plays in the toughest conference in San Diego. We'll talk about that here in a moment. This one is rifled up the middle, and it's reeled in and complete. That's Cannon Ogden out across the 50-yard line.
Romeo Carter.
Oh, excuse me, Romeo Carter. Good call.
Yeah, again, that's Romeo Carter. He's a special player. He's only a junior. He's getting looked at by some colleges around the country. But they're going to continue to feed him the football, get him north and south. You saw his electric speed there. So, you know, if you're Point Loma, you got to keep hammering number 9.
Number 9 with all but one of the receptions for this offense. 1st and 10 from the 47. Here's Ogden on the run. Out across the 45, trying to squeeze every inch out of this run. Gets to the 44, a gain of about 4, maybe 3 on the play. Point Loma, they have Otay Ranch, Rancho Bernardo, Eastlake, Steel Canyon in the pre-conference. When they hit league play, they play Madison, who's an open division team. They play Lincoln, who's the best team in San Diego and one of the best in the nation. They play St. Augustine, who is historically an open division team. A lot of transfers from that program, so we're not exactly sure. And then they have Cathedral Catholic, who's an open division team. By the way, SeaWorld fireworks being shown over to our left as this throw goes incomplete from the sophomore Ryder Watson. So you're talking about a Point Loma team who plays probably the toughest schedule in San Diego just from a conference perspective.
Yeah, that's a really uphill climb as a schedule, but you know,
Lincoln, Cathedral Catholic, unreal, man.
Yeah, that's a lot of talent that they're going to face. But you know, again, I talked to Coach Sullivan about this earlier in the week, and he's really confident in these guys and how they've trained in the off season, how they've developed during training camp. And you know what? Point Loma is a really talented football team, so don't discount them going up against these giant powerhouses.
They do have La Jolla squeezed in there as a non-con game late in their schedule. This one down the middle. And a tad overthrown in the area of Dylan Upjohn. Upjohn claiming he may have been held, but there was nobody around on the play, and that'll be 4th and 7 here for the offense, an offense who's trailing 10-0 here. And the last thing you want to do, Drew, is give Del Norte, who is kicking off in the second half, I should say, any more time to do damage here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you really don't want to give them the ball back, at least without scoring points here, because if you go down 3 possessions going into half at home on your home opener, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. But that previous play, Romeo Carter looked like he was getting targeted before the ball was thrown downfield, but Del Norte is doing a lot to stay over the top of him and stay underneath.
4th and 7 from the 44, a pass that gets dumped down at the 45 and goes for a short gain, but well short of the first down marker, and the Nighthawks got a stop on 4th down.
Yeah, Tristan Kyle was all over that play. He sniffed that out. They're trying to get, a little screen pass over to Romeo Carter, which I like the idea, quick hit, get north and south, but great job by Del Norte sniffing that out.
So this is the thing that you worry about if you're Point Loma now, is there's still 3:10 left here in this half, and it feels like we're seeing a little bit more comfortability, if you will, on the offensive side for the Nighthawks with Diesel Taylor. And now that he's gone into the end zone, you got to think that all the confidence in the world has been inspired.
Absolutely. He's made some passes downfield. They've established the run game a bit here and there. With 3 minutes to go, I'm looking to see a mix of both.
That's Anthony Taylor on the move. Diesel Taylor on the snap. Screen pass on the far side. And it goes for a nice gain. Was that Braxton Jones?
It looked like Chase Jurgens.
Was it Chase Jurgens getting his first? It was Chase Jurgens getting his first reception of the season. Jurgens, a junior wide receiver, played a ton of JV last year, and somebody his coaching staff is very high on this year.
Yeah, he looked really good in 7-on-7 this year, a San Diego State tournament, some other 7-on-7s that they did. Look for him to get the ball, too. Again, this is a wide receiver room by committee, Jonathan.
And it's a very good committee at that. It's a gain of 11 on the play. First and 10, 2:40 and counting here in quarter number 2. Taylor going back the same direction, but a great job to snuff that one out as it goes for no gain on the play. The tackle was made by Braden Bartocci, the leading tackler for this team from a season ago.
Yeah, and if you're the Pointers here, you gotta dig deep and rally. You know, I mean, Del Norte, the last few offensive drives have had their way, getting momentum, right, moving the ball, scoring a touchdown, right. You know, if you're the Pointers, it's like, hey, let's get some momentum here at halftime. Yeah, you know, let's make some plays, let's fly around, let's get some hits, maybe knock the ball loose, and get something going here.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Here's a play action that the defense was ready for, and Diesel Taylor goes very far backwards. It's going to be a loss of about 10 on the play, and a pair of Pointers got to him real quick, including Leo Saad, who led the tackling right there.
You just can't take a loss there, especially with the down and distance in the time of the game. You know, I mean, you can't take a loss at any time, but it really knocks you out of potential field goal range, right? I mean, now it's 3rd and long, and they, you know, Legadoo will dial something up here to maybe get them in position. But they've had a few 3rd and longs tonight, or 4th and 7s that they've converted. So, you know, I think this offense the play calling's really been resilient here.
Pointers call a timeout, trying to save as much time as they can should they get a stop. It's going to be 3rd and 16 from the 48 here. Really good job by that defensive front to recognize the play action and to stick with the quarterback.
Yeah, those short passes, those short screens, I mean, they eventually get sniffed out with a good defense. So, you know, we'll see what Del Norte dials up here, but look for them to take a shot here. I think they're going to be aggressive. You know, knowing Legadoo's style of play calling on that offensive side of the football, I mean, they're not going to back down. And, 10-point lead is not much of a lead at all, you know, seeing these offenses and how they're moving the ball. So look for them to be aggressive.
And we've seen some promising signs from the Pointers offense. They just haven't been able to put it together for a complete drive yet.
It's true.
Out of the timeout, 3rd and 16 on their own 48. Diesel Taylor with plenty of time looking downfield. Now he's flushed out right. No flag as bodies fall. And it was intended for Anthony Matar, who Taylor was trying to lead with the pass, but it goes behind him. And it's going to be 4th and 16 for the offense.
Yeah, just couldn't piece it together there. Point Loma did a great job just not letting anything get behind them. See what they do here. They're going to punt or go for it.
Maybe a little quarterback pooch punt.
Could be.
You think you just unleashed the Diesel here?
Yeah, they declined it. First down. Wait, what happened there?
I didn't see a flag thrown, did you?
No, but was that a 4th down? Was that? No, that was 3rd down.
Yeah.
Right?
So here's the punting crew.
Okay, I was confused.
This is what we were.
The ref
expecting.
just pointed, like the possession changed.
I know. Yeah. I mean, look, it's night number 1 for the officials.
Yeah, that's true.
It's night number 1 for the broadcasters, for the players, for the officials, for the parents.
That's right. This is my preseason. This is my warm-up game. So
Well, every game matters, but
it does. It does.
We can try to rationalize this one being.
Yeah. Right. I know. I feel right back at home now. I mean, it feels good. And being around this team in spring ball in the summer, and I do some freshman coaching now at Del Norte, so I get a good idea of what their scheme's like. I get a really good in-depth look at this squad, and they've been working really hard, and a lot of great seniors this year that are really contributing here tonight on the line of scrimmage, right, and the wide receiver room, and with Diesel Taylor on display here tonight at quarterback.
So 4th and 16. This one will be pooted away. Romeo Carter out near the 15 for Point Loma. By the way, you talked about all the different stuff you've been doing. I guess that this is the appropriate time now to announce that you will be making your television debut in a couple of weeks.
Wow, television.
I mean,
Really?
that's what it is.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
a
so.
little. Are you surprised? I feel
No,
like you
no.
knew what you were getting yourself into.
I guess so. I mean, you know what? I've never met a mic I didn't like, you know? Never met a screen I didn't love, so.
Well, of course, you're a millennial. You're
I'm
addicted
older
to
than you.
screens. You're still a millennial.
Yeah, I'm still a millennial.
You still came up in the era of screens. Anyways,
Yeah.
the point that I'm making is that Drew will be adding on to his already very impressive resume. He will be making his television debut in a couple of weeks on Channel 4, Your View, calling the high school football game of the week here in San Diego with me. It's going to be very exciting.
Very excited for that.
This one is booted and drops at the 25, taking a couple of Nighthawk bounces, trickling inside the 10, out near the 7, and lies at the 6. That is a gorgeous punt.
And the punt is down.
Very well executed inside the 10-yard line. Favorable bounce by Del Norte. So let's see what the Pointers can do here with a long field, but back to the TV thing.
Oh, now you want to talk about it.
Well, you know, maybe after the broadcast is over, give me some wise words from Jonathan Rivkin. Maybe he'll coach me
They
up.
might just be words. I'm not sure how wise they're going to be.
In one ear, out the other. I don't know, but no, I'm kidding.
It happens.
I will take anything you can give me, brother.
Oh, dude, you're given this opportunity because you've earned it, not because of anything that anybody else has done.
I appreciate that.
1st and 10 from the 6 for the Pointers. And the sophomore quarterback, Ryder Watson, leading the charge once again, looking to pass out to his right, has a man, it's caught. Out near the 10 and then some, out across the 15. That's going to be Leo Saad getting his first reception of the evening.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys that they're going to move around the field a lot tonight. A lot of different ways to get him the football. He's a great athlete in space, and he's a big, strong kid, so we should see him making plays tonight.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining, $1:25 and counting for the Pointers offense. 1st and 10 from the 17. Searching is the sophomore Watson. And Saad gets the reception, but is dropped for a loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
Looks like he's hurt.
And Del Norte, Giovanni Limon, the star returner on the defensive side, was the lead tackler there. And he hits hard.
Yeah, he's a sideline to sideline player. He brings the heat. He brings the juice every single play and every single practice. He's really the heart and soul of this defense.
He had the lone touchdown reception last year against the Costa Canyon for Del Norte.
That's right.
And right now, everybody taking a knee as the staffs are being called out to take a look at Leo Saad. Leo Saad, who's really highly regarded. We spoke to Coach Tommy Morris before the game, and he said Saad is really coming to his own. Plays tight end, plays outside linebacker, plays defensive end. He's a leader on this team. And we really hope that he's okay. Getting up under his own power, though, and walking it off, albeit somewhat gingerly, it is good to see.
It is good to see. You know, I know he lays it out all on the field. And both a two-way player, I mean, it's tough to play both ways at any level. It's exhausting. So he gives 100% effort, and hats off to him.
So he'll come out for the drive. He is walking off under his own power. We'll keep you posted if we get any information. 1:09 is where the clock stops here in the second quarter. 2nd and 10 from the 17. Watson has done his part. Trying to keep this drive going here with 67 seconds. Pocket collapses, and that was a really good throw. Just could not be reeled in here. On the out route by Romeo Carter, it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, rare drop from Romeo Carter. But, you know, what Del Norte is doing is they're dropping a linebacker in coverage on the side that he's on, you know. So they're going to blitz probably on the opposite side of that to cover any flat out route underneath and then have a safety or DB playing corner playing off of him. So they're going to make it a little more difficult for him to get the ball.
3rd and 10. Nowhere to go but to the right, and the pass is caught, but again, a loss on the play. Despite the reception being made, Romeo Cardo makes the grab, and it's going to be 4th and about 11 here, maybe 12 for the offense. Still 55 seconds to go.
Marcus Hernandez just gave a lick to Ryder Watson, that quarterback there, so he gets after it. His younger brother is a freshman on the team. They look very similar, and they both bring the heat, but that was a great shot. But great defense there. 4th and long here. I think they're just going to punt this one away.
Hernandez, a senior returner for this team, one of the few. 36 tackles last year, 4 of them for a loss and 4 sacks as well.
Wrestler, I believe. I think he's a wrestler. Packs a punch.
I wouldn't want to be on the other side of the line from him.
No, thank you.
And the leading defensive lineman coming back with the departure of Esteban Limon, who played largely injured last year. His brother Gio still on the team, already making an impact. Punting crew coming out here, 4-point Loma. And I believe that's Chase Jurgens who's going to return this one. Out across the 50. This one with a bit of backspin. It's going to drop out near the 30. Take a Nighthawk bounce to the 28-yard line. And Del Norte with 45 seconds. I mean, they're already almost in field goal range.
Well, they are in field goal range, I think. We'll see. But
well,
yeah,
almost.
Well, this is that fringe point, right? I mean, Del Norte has been flirting with it throughout this game, right? And the fringe, for those of you who don't know back home, is are you in field goal range or are you far enough away to punt, right? So that fringe point, or are you close enough, or if you're not on either of those areas, too far for a field goal, too close for a punt, then you go for it on fourth.
This would be a 45-yard field goal.
Yeah, totally doable for the Nighthawks.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Well, they're 38-yarder, plenty of room to spare.
That's a good point.
A little low trajectory, but it was okay.
5 wide for Diesel Taylor in this offense, 1st and 10 in the opponent's 28. Plenty of time, whips it forward. Anthony Taylor on the grab. Anthony Taylor on his feet for a moment before being taken down. That was Ian Mateer on the tackle.
We have a pointer down.
Anthony Taylor.
23.
For a moment, he was
Braden
down.
Lane.
Yeah, Lane got up, though, really quickly.
Down for Del Norte.
And that was a nice gain on the play nonetheless. Plenty of time for Taylor, rolling out to his right, slant routes from the left. And
yeah, he just sat in the zone. They were playing a soft defense there, everything underneath them. And Diesel, great job just taking what the defense gives you, not forcing a bad throw, realizing you have time on the clock.
Single back formation. It's going to turn into a spike here. Del Norte does have 2 timeouts remaining with 31 to go, and this coaching staff rather sacrifice it down than burn a timeout.
Yeah, in certain situations, especially depending on your personnel, how you want to manage that. But, yeah, I think they would rather have some time on the clock.
2nd and 10. It was a gain of 10, by the way, on the reception for Anthony Taylor. He's had the heavy hand all evening here for the Nighthawks offense. Ryan Remigio is the running back. Looks to be more of a cover 2 here for the defense. Screen pass out left. Jurgens makes the grab. Jurgens limping his way out across the 15. And he's going to be taken down at the 14. It's going to be a gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play. And the Nighthawks will use their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, that's why they saved their timeout here, because they knew they wanted to run a play maybe to the wide side or couldn't get out of bounds just in case, right? So you save that timeout. So it'll be interesting to see what they dial up here. Legadou does a great job of just calling the right play at the right time. You know, I mean, he's very clever. He's established the run game already. He's got misdirection going on. You have a quarterback rushing touchdown already. So, and these receivers, again, have been getting open. Alec Waters, Braxton Jones, right? Anthony Taylor, again, and Jurgens here, again, by committee here tonight. So it'll be interesting. I don't know who's going to get the ball. I don't have a crystal ball. But, again, it could go to any one of those guys.
It is interesting, though, when you look at last year's team, even though Ty Olson was the most heavily used wide receiver, I mean, Tyler Becker had a huge impact. Ashton Tomlinson had a huge impact.
Braxton Jones, a few games.
Braxton Jones had all 9 of his receptions were massive. I mean, as much as we would like to reflect and be like, oh, this was Ty Olson's job as the main wide receiver, they really had contributors all across the field regardless.
Absolutely.
And it seems like that mindset remains here. Here's a fade to the end zone. It is caught. Is he in? It is touchdown for the Nighthawks. Braxton Jones is in for his first of the season.
Wow, what a grab. I mean, great throw, better catch, tiptoe on the sideline, great ball control, just making sure both feet are in bounds.
And Jones has that big body, Drew, that he's able to use to elevate and grab that football.
Yeah, and Diesel took a shot. I mean, he stood back there knowing he's going to get hit, just stayed cool, calm, collected, drove the ball to only where his receiver can get it. Thing of beauty.
Looking to make it 17-0. And that is Kai Averigan who makes it 17-0 Del Norte. And Unfortunately for the Pointers, we said 2 drives ago, you don't want to leave the Nighthawks with too much time. The Nighthawks didn't get any points out of that drive. Actually, check that. They scored the touchdown, and then the Pointers responded by not getting any points, and they left 55 seconds left on the board, and that's all Del Norte needed from the 28-yard line to find Braxton Jones for a touchdown.
Yeah, well, it all started with that special teams play, that punt inside the 10-yard line.
You're right, but I know that you're doing this to point fun to the fact that you indeed were a special teams player.
That's right. And before the punt got inside the 10, the snap got to the punter. Don't forget that.
True or false? Football's a team game.
True.
Okay, so isn't it implied that special teams made an impact?
Well, yes, but for those of you who don't know, it might not be as obvious.
All right, this one is taken by Dylan Upjohn out near the end zone, weaving his way to the 20, and there's the flock of Nighthawks who meet him at really closer to the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 19 on the return, and with 5 seconds left, we'll see if the Pointers even decide to take a shot. My guess is we'll probably see them kneel out this clock.
Yeah, I would assume so, and they just regroup at halftime. And if you're the Pointers, you can't get down on yourself. I mean, you had a lot of success in the first half. You got Romeo Carter involved. You got guys like Dylan Upjohn involved a few times. Cannon Ogden had some nice carries up the middle. They gained yards. On offense, Del Norte defense bent but didn't break. So they got to figure out, how am I going to get in the end zone? I think that's just more Romeo Carter and getting him in the open field.
Yeah, they need to find creative ways now to break away from this Del Norte offense, because we're seeing as they are going to hand it off here, and Cannon Ogden stays on his feet after initially taking a couple of touches and goes for a gain of 1, and that's how the half ends. But you're right, they have to get Carter involved, but even though he's had a few receptions, and some of his constituents have, a lot of those have been for either short gains or no gains at all.
Yeah.
We've seen one big gain for Point Loma's offense, and that's it.
Yeah, and Del Norte realizes that a player like Romeo Carter, you contain him, right? he's going to get targets. They're working him on the sidelines in that short screen game, a little bit downfield. They're trying to get him the ball in numerous ways. But you just try to contain him the best you can, make sure he doesn't blow the lid off the defense, and they've done a good job of that tonight.
It's halftime here above the Pacific Ocean in Point Loma, the western tip of central San Diego. Del Norte leads 17-0 in the inaugural game of the 2024 season. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, we will step aside for halftime. We'll get you set for the second half here in about 10 minutes. Del Norte up 17-0.
Once again, tonight's game is dedicated to all of our military and first responders. We would like to ask if you are an active duty member, a veteran, a first responder, please stand and be recognized. Round of applause, our first responders and active duty military. Thank you for what you do to keep us safe every day. Loma has many sports and clubs to offer, including girls flag football in their second year of CIF competition. Check out the athletic website for more information about this team and all of our teams, plus games, stats, and photos from all of our sports at www.plhsfightingpointers.com. You can also find out what dates are available for tryouts for the winter and spring sports and how to contact the head coaches for every sport if you have a question. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the playing field your Varsity Pointers.
The first half of the new season is in the books, and it's time for the second half. Welcome back to Point Loma, home of the Pointers, a team that is down 17-0 right now. Drew Ferris, Jonathan Rifkin, our entire Nest crew on hand with you. A pleasure as always. Calling the inaugural game here of the 2024 campaign from two teams who met back in the semifinals of the Division II San Diego section last season. Del Norte got the better of the Pointers in that one, and they got the better of the Pointers in that first half.
They did, John, and they did a great job on offense, making plays down the field, getting that wide receiver core involved, and also we saw a steady dose of Anthony Matar, a little bit of Ryan Remigio. I think in the second half we're still going to see that same type of production, but Diesel Taylor did a great job making plays with his arm and his feet.
The Nighthawks will kick things away here to open up half number 2. It's Mateo Orozco, who already has a 38-yard field goal on the day. This one goes back towards the end zone, and Upjohn makes the grab. Dylan Upjohn weaving his way up the middle, out across the 25, continuing to push out to the 30, and finally taken down after a 33-yard gain. Really nice return from Dylan Upjohn.
Yeah, you know, last year we had Trey Coleman kick it out the back of the end zone, and you just, you know, got the ball on the 20-yard line every time, right? And now these Nighthawks are going to have to cover kicks and do, you know, looks like we're not getting back in the end zone right now. So Nighthawks got to get a better average starting field position.
It's a really good point. The Nighthawks actually set a season high last year in San Diego for touchbacks. And now it's the sophomore quarterback taking it out to the junior wide receiver, Romeo Carter, who goes for a gain of about 5 on the play after a quick pitch and catch from Ryder Watson.
Yeah, and they blitzed Caden Barnett off the edge there on the same side that Romeo Carter was on. And we saw in the first half, we saw Caden drop back, get underneath, make it a little more difficult for that throw to be made out to the flat with Romeo. But, you know, they blitzed Caden that time, and they just didn't rotate over quick enough.
Here's a bit of a delayed handoff. Cannon Ogden, really difficult to bring down, goes for a nice gain on the play and moves the sticks out across to the 46-yard line. A gain of 6 for Ogden to move the sticks.
Yeah, he's a tough kid to tackle, and you got to give him credit. He keeps his feet moving, and he just gets forward yards every time he touches the ball. The last play of that first half, Jonathan, they could have taken a knee, right? 5 seconds left. They hand the ball to that kid, and he was just fighting for every yard he could. And that's just a sign of this spirit that these Pointers have.
Student section coming alive here at Point Loma, trying to will their offense into the end zone. Nice catch right outside the sticks for Romeo Carter, too. That was not easy. He had a pair of Nighthawks right in his grill. Maddox Romans was the lead tackler right there. Caden Barnett in the area as well. And it goes for a gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, and they dropped him back into coverage, right? And they made that throw and catch a little more difficult. But Romeo Carter, he's a special athlete. You know, you could double him, triple him, whatever, but they're still going to get the ball in his hands, and he's going to get some first down yardage continually for the Pointers.
They're going to call it a gain of 6. 2nd and 4, handoff. And that's good enough for the first down as well. Cannon Ogden, another gain of about 5.
Yeah, I mean, Point Loma, they're getting, you know, 5 yards here, 7 yards here. I mean, they were, you know, they're moving the ball here and there on offense. They just haven't found the end zone yet. And I think if they stay patient and they keep breaking down this defense, I think they're going to find their way in the end zone.
2 minutes into half number 2. Pointers find themselves in opponent territory. Blitzing on the outside are the Nighthawks, but instead it's a gorgeous catch reeled in out near the 27-yard line. Catch was made first of the season for Ryan Patterson, the junior tight end.
Yeah, soft spot over the middle of the field, right? Great job by the quarterback, stepping up in the pocket, delivering a throw that's not too hard, right? It's not too light. It's just nestled right in there. It's a great pitch and catch for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 27. And Point Loma a little bit more methodical on this drive than what we've seen so far in this game. Hand off to Ogden. running out to his right. He's going to get a gain of about 1.5.
Yeah, Sebastian Galvin there leading the way for the tackle. I mean, he's another guy that's will look good in spring ball and training camp. I mean, you know, he plays with good pad level there and you know, gets off blocks. But the Nighthawks, if they're going to stop this offense, they really need to stop it from the inside out, and they got to stop this run game.
2nd and 9. Ogden is out there. Carter's all the way to the left. Watson flushed out right. Pressure. He breaks it for a moment, and he's pushed out of play. Just past the line of scrimmage, it'll be a gain of 1, a hard-earned 1 yard for the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah, the Nighthawks brought the house on that. They blitzed, and they're a blitz-heavy team, but they just couldn't get there, and Ryder Watson made him pay. I mean, he can make plays with his legs, get on the outside, get on the edge. I see why they're starting him tonight.
It's going to be 3rd and 8.5 here for the offense. Pointers have put together a nice drive to this point. It started on their own 26-yard line. They're now in the Nighthawks side of things at the 26. 3rd and 9. Watson has a man wide open, some soft coverage on the far side. It's going to be a gain of 10 on the play.
Yeah, and that's Romeo Carter again. And, you know, leaving him one-on-one. Tristan Kyle's a great defensive back. He's made some great plays tonight. He's done a pretty good job against Romeo as much as he can, but it's a tall glass of water leaving him one-on-one on the outside there. And you know it's 3rd down, right? You know that he's their go-to guy. And, you know, I mean, you got to respect him and play off, but great job of getting him the ball for those pointers.
In that situation, you probably have to body him up a little bit more. Play a little bit tighter, make him earn it.
It's true.
It was too easy. 1st and 10 from the 16. Watson to the left, has a man through his hands, incomplete. Pass was intended for Alexander Pletcher, his 2nd intended toss of the day, and he comes down immediately. Whipping off the helmet. In the area is Matt Riley, the senior for Del Norte, who checks on him and then jogs off to his sideline. So this is the 2nd time we've seen a pointer go down.
Yeah, both of these teams, they're playing with a lot of heart, you know, and the Pointers getting some momentum on offense. They're moving the ball. Romeo Carter with a few catches, Ogden with a few runs. Looks like this might be serious. I'm hoping he's okay.
So now our first opportunity to say hello to you on our side of things. So you check on the junior, Jonathan Rifkin, Drew Ferris. Happy to be with you. Day number 1 of what is going to be a very fun season of broadcast. You're going to be in the mix. I'm going to be in the mix. There's going to be some new talent that's going to be highlighting Del Norte football along the way. We'll tell you more about that next Thursday. But here tonight, Drew, it's, you know, I think it's been a mix of everything. We've seen some unintended flags. We've seen some really tough sets offensively and defensively. But right now it feels like Point Loma's finding some momentum as they're going to face the 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they're finding the holes in this defense. And, you know, Del Norte, they're aggressive on defense. They blitz a lot, right? They've got great talent. They play sideline to sideline. But Point Loma, give them credit. They're finding holes in the defense. They're establishing a run game. They're finding Romeo Carter on the outside, right? They're moving the ball here. They're gaining momentum. They just got to punch it in the end zone and get some points.
So we'll see here as field clears for a moment. Both teams take their sides. What the Pointers decide to pull out. 2nd and 10 for the offense. Ryder Watson, the sophomore, has been incredibly composed. He was a late start here as he gets swallowed up. How about that? Leading the rush was a couple of Nighthawks. It looked like leading the tackle was Gio Lamone, getting another sack here tonight.
Yeah, I think Marcus Hernandez got in there. Number 30, also for the Nighthawks, in on the play. So, I mean, listen, Coach Barnett preaches all the time, you know, all 11 hats on the ball. It's not just going to be one guy. This team has never been about one guy, you know, and so this defense has really established himself here on this drive, on that play at least, to try to, you know, bend but not break.
3rd and 20. Watson facing all sorts of pressure, heaves it up the middle, and it's off the hands, incomplete. Boy, he had a wide open wide receiver up the middle. We're waiting on the look. I completely forgot my binoculars. It's Ryan Patterson, the junior tight end.
Yeah, that's something you just got to make that catch. I mean, that's tough. Ryder stepped up in the pocket after getting a tough, aggressive blitz by the Nighthawks. And again, when on a down and distance, a long third and long down and distance, the Nighthawks are going to bring the pressure, and you just got to make that play.
4th and 20, the offense looks to be going for it. Watson running out of time. Watson searching for space for a man into the end zone, incomplete. And a late flag coming in. Romeo Carter, check that, Dylan Upjohn was the intended wide receiver. He didn't make the grab, but nonetheless, a pass interference call is going to be made here to give the Pointers a break.
Yeah, I don't really know about that one. That was a very late flag. I didn't really see much contact from up here. Again, the refs had a better view than I did, but that was a very late call by the refs.
Now it is 15 yards. And it was 3rd and 20. So this should bring it up to the 9. It should be at the 19. Oh, I see. Actually, it goes up to the 11. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, math is hard.
It's first game for all of us, right? I'm here to check you on the math.
Sometimes it feels like it's my first game ever.
I make you that nervous?
Yeah, it's definitely you that's making me nervous. It's going to be 4th and 5 nonetheless.
Okay.
And now a field goal opportunity for the Pointers to try and get on the board. Ryan Cleater is their sophomore kicker, and he'll have a 28-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. No, it's not.
I think it went wide left.
Yeah, our angle looked good, and the Point Loma fans agreed with me. Should have waited for the signal, and it was no good from 28. So 17-0, the score remains.
It's tough to see from this angle if the kick goes through, but it did look like he hooked it left. That operation wasn't the cleanest, but that's just disappointing for the Pointers. They had a great offensive drive. They moved the ball, like we talked about, in the air, on the ground. But to walk away with no points in that situation is just really gut-wrenching. It's middle of the third. You hope to get on the board, right, get some momentum, getting back on the field, but, they couldn't come up with anything.
So Del Norte will take over on 1st and 10 from their own 20. Diesel Taylor has a rushing touchdown. He has a passing touchdown to Braxton Jones. Anthony Taylor has been the heavy horse as the wide receiver for the Nighthawks tonight. Anthony Matar and Ryan Vermicchio have been in the backfield. Here's the sophomore Matar, immediately greeted and taken down after a gain of about a half a yard on the play.
Braden Bartocci bringing the heat on that play, and I'll tell you what, Anthony Matar, he's a tough kid and he's a strong kid, and to bring him down like that is no small task. So great job by Braden Bartocci.
Drinks a gallon of milk every day. His sister's a team manager. Rides off-road cars in the off-season.
Out in Lakeside, right?
That's what I've heard. And it's a great family, the Matar squad, excuse me. I just love them so much, I'm choking up.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 9. Taylor veering out of the way for a moment, now flushed out right, and he is taken down at the ankles. That's Ryan Cleater, the kicker, getting in there for a sack.
Was it Cleater or number 34?
It was Cleater.
Okay, fair
Catching Taylor by the cleats.
Cleater, what a name for a kicker, right? Cleater, kicker, he kicks the ball with a cleat. What do I know?
Oh, the dad jokes. The dad jokes. That's the football season is back, baby.
Right? That's the first thing I thought of when I saw his last name. I go, Cleater, and he's a kicker? I got to meet this guy.
I mean, the first thing I think of when I hear your last name is a Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Well, I tell people it's spelled the same way. Ferris like Ferris wheel.
How other ways can it be spelled?
F-A-R-R-I-S.
No, that's not
all
real.
The time.
That's not real.
Oh, it is.
How does Ferris Bueller spell it? 3rd and 20, Taylor on the screen pass, and Braxton Jones can't reel it in. It's going to be 4th and 20.
To be clear, it's spelled the same way like Ferris wheel and Ferris Bueller. So I tell people Ferris like Ferris wheel, and they go, oh, like Ferris Bueller? And I go, yeah, that's
Did
it.
they really?
Oh, yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, on the freshman team, I coach a kid. His first name is Ferris.
Yeah.
And he spells his name F-A.
common name.
Yeah, it is. And it's a first name, yeah. I mean, he spells it F-A-R-I-S or F-A-R-R-I-S with an A, not an E. That's where people mess
That's
it up.
Ferris. You're Ferris.
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 Or Ferris.
4th and 20 for the Nighthawks.
Tomato or tomato, whatever.
Boy, we lost the plot. After a really nice 3-and-out forced by the defense for Point Loma, led by the sack by Cleater. And the Nighthawks had 2 guys who are late to join the special teams. Not good.
Game 1, you got to figure out who's on the field, right? Might get a delay of game.
And there's the delay of game, so from 4th and 20 to 4th and 25.
Yeah, and that's really frustrating as a coaching staff because I know I was out there on these practices this week. I know they walk through punt team and punt return, all their phases of special teams. They spend a lot of time on it. And to have guys not on the field when they're supposed to be 2 guys, that's just really frustrating, especially this area of the field.
So the punt will be from the back of the end zone. Romeo Carter is out at the 40 on the Nighthawk side of things. Good snap, plenty of time, good-looking punt. Carter has to backtrack, and he misses the catch. Did he touch it? And if he touched it and the Nighthawks recovered, it would be Nighthawk football. I think that Carter was able to jump on top of it. He was. But a really nice punt from the back of the end zone that goes all the way into Pointer territory to the 42-yard line.
That was best-case scenario for the Nighthawks there. What a punt. Who was that who punted the ball? Do we know? I should know.
But yeah, you're the coach.
I know. I should know. But that punt was an awesome punt. When you're in the end zone, you tell the punter, just get the ball past the 50. Get the ball past the 50. Doesn't matter the hang time, right? Just get out across the midfield, and that's exactly what they did. So they got pretty favorable field position here to start this drive.
So on 1st and 10, a nice little gain here on the second drive of the half for the Pointers. Drive number 1, it looked like they were rolling and they just couldn't punch it in, and then they missed the field goal.
The field goal, right.
And now again, nominal gain, very productive, calm, collected, but at the end of the day, it's whether or not you can get into the end zone. And Cannon Ogden doing his part to try and find those aspirations as he gets a first down.
Yeah, and they're going quick tempo here. They're getting on the ball. They're just running the same play. They get probably given an on-it call. So when they run the same play back-to-back, you just call on it. It's the same thing as it was before. And they're just getting up to the line of scrimmage, and they're just, establishing tempo. I don't think they care about the score right now, and they shouldn't. They're just moving the ball here.
Couple of ticks under 4.5 to go here in the third. Another Ogden run. Oh, he got shoulder blasted on that one.
Gio Limon knifed in there.
Dude, that guy is scary.
Yeah, Gio comes in. He really brings the heat. I mean, let me tell you, this kid, 7-on-7 tournaments, in the weight room, right, over summer. This kid is really the heart and soul of the energy of this team. He really drives the energy and the intensity. He's been doing it since a freshman.
Yeah, check this out. Oh, man.
He'll feel that tomorrow.
That would have knocked me out. Nice little comeback route on the far side is complete. Is it enough? It is. Romeo Carter, another reception. It's a gain of 9 and a first down for the Pointers.
Yeah, he's probably got double-digit receptions here tonight, inching near 100 yards. But you know what? Like a player and talent like that, that's not, of course, you're going to see those targets and receptions, but they've kept him out of the end zone. They've kept this entire team out of the end zone. So kudos to the Nighthawks.
1st and 10, Pointers rolling into to Nighthawk territory, getting ready for the NFL. This is the backup running back.
Gio Limon again knifing in there. He's really feeling himself here.
Going to go for no gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for your.
I believe that was Jonathan Cruz on the carry. Ogden is back out there. Watson lobs one. It's back shoulder and incomplete. Carter had the space. It was a pretty poor throw, though.
Yeah, he gave that shoulder pump right, got the corner to bite, had a window of Romeo there open on the sideline, just couldn't quite make the throw. But then, that's something to learn as a young quarterback. You're going to make those mistakes. It's night one, game one, sophomore year, But as he develops, as he grows, I've seen a lot of really positive things from Watson tonight.
Yeah, very poised for a sophomore, getting his first career start against the reigning champion. And another really nice pitch and catch. That's Dylan Upjohn making the grab at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, and Gio Limon again on the tackle. He really plays sideline to sideline. He's the heart and soul of his defense, and he's playing really well tonight.
Gain of 6 on the play. Going to be 4th and 4 in a pointer team with nothing to lose right now. You might as well go for it, especially in opponent territory.
Yeah, you're down 3 scores. You got to make something shake.
Watson up the middle, and it's incomplete. For a moment, it looked like he had his tight end, Ace Sletchow, open.
I thought there might have been a little pass interference there. Maybe I misread that. But no flag, no harm, no foul. Nighthawk football.
So Del Norte once again takes over on downs. This time on their own 26. Last drive, it was on their own 20. It's going to be 1st and 10 with 2:17 to go here in the third quarter. Nighthawks back at home for the first time this season on Thursday. It is a Thursday game against La Costa Canyon. That's a game that deserves its own night. Like, San Diego has amazing football on Fridays. Thursdays, sometimes it has amazing football. But that will be the game to watch on a Thursday night for sure.
Absolutely.
It's nice that it's going to be in 6 days instead of 7. Here's a quick run up the middle by Ryan Remigio. He gets a gain of 6 on it. And, of course, La Costa Canyon, that was probably the toughest defeat for the Nighthawks last year.
Yeah, last year they made some mistakes on special teams and some turnovers, right? And LCC, they're a great squad over there. They've got a great offensive coordinator, Jose Moeller, one of my longtime friends from La Costa Canyon.
And, of course, Nick Barnett came from the staff of Sean Sovacool.
Yep, absolutely. So there's going to be some history there, and it'll be a very intense game, a fun one to watch.
2nd and 5, $1:40 to go here in the quarter. Pistol formation for Diesel Taylor. Blitz comes. Screen pass far side. It's complete. And goes for a gain of 1 on the play.
We got a flag down.
There is a flag on the play.
17 with the reception for
Reception was Chase Jurgens, his 2nd of the evening.
Was that a flag or is that just a glove? Oh, that is a flag. Okay. I thought that was a gold glove or something.
Can you imagine somebody wearing yellow gloves in a football game? There's got to be a rule against that. But then again, we called that Oceanside game last year where they were wearing white numbers on white uniforms.
That's right. We couldn't call anybody.
So at this point, like, who knows what's illegal?
I forgot about that. Yeah,
in terms
seriously.
of apparel. Uniform. That was tough.
Yeah, that was tough.
3rd and 5. They picked up the flag. Taylor all alone. Anthony Taylor on the move. Ryan Remigio to the backfield. Diesel Taylor. Quick throw, quick catch. Braxton Jones out across the line, and then he fumbled the football. Was he down? I think he was.
Well, he fumbled before he got down. I think
so. He recovered it.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 1st down here and a gain of about 9 for Braxton Jones.
Yeah, they like that quick screen to him. He gets north and south very quickly. He's a shifty guy. And again, like I mentioned earlier in this broadcast, he's really grown this offseason. And he's somebody who will be a vital part of this offense moving forward.
The leading returner for this team that departed a couple of really talented receivers in Ashton Tomlinson, Tyler Becker, Ty Olson transferring to Lincoln. 1st and 10, 30 ticks to go here in the third quarter. Del Norte eyeing opponent territory. Here's Ryan Remigio showing off the wheels. Remigio breaking loose. Remigio with eyes for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Nighthawks. 59 yards for Ryan Remigio.
Oh, there's a flag.
There is a couple of flags on the field.
It's a holding call. This one's coming back.
And it will be holding on the offense to negate a 51-yard touchdown run 59-yard touchdown run for Ryan Remigio. And by the way, you see that blast that he has?
Yeah.
That is some of the quickest acceleration you'll see in San Diego.
Absolutely, John. He has track speed. I mean, this guy really can fly, and he has a second, third, fourth gear, whatever you want to call it.
Eighth gear.
Eighth gear. But when he gets out in the open field and it's a sprint to the end zone and you just, one-on-one with him, good luck,
Yeah, the only thing that could have stopped him was a flag, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, and it looked like the ball was getting to the left, the run to the left, and then ripped out to the right side. And as an offensive lineman, when you're expecting the run to go a certain way, and then, you have to make the adjustment in real time. The defense can see where the ball's supposed to be going, and then the offense thinks it's going there, and they fight back, and it's just tough.
1st and 21 now from their own 30. Play action. Diesel Taylor looking downfield. Now he runs left. A couple of maroon jerseys surge towards him, and eventually he runs out of bounds after a gain of 1 on the play. It's got to be so deflating as a running back, knowing that you had this amazing run that is ultimately all for naught. Doesn't go on the stat sheet, doesn't go onto the scoreboard. I don't know if you're allowed to even cut that for like a huddle highlight reel, right? Because
I'll be honest with you, I probably would put it on my highlight
film. I probably would too. Like that call, if I go back and I listen to this broadcast and I thought that call was good enough, I'd put it on my reel despite the fact that it was called back.
Yeah, or just mute the broadcast. I mean, play your highlight video.
People do that anyways.
Yeah, put highlight music over it.
Trust me, there are plenty of people out there that would love to watch these broadcasts without me commenting on every moment.
That'd be cool if our voiceovers would be on some of these kids' highlight films. I'll take it.
Here's Remigio again on the counter on 2nd and 20. Gets a couple of back out across the 35. We'll call it the 37. A gain of 6, and that's how the third quarter ends. Del Norte is going to have a 3rd and 14 when we return to the action, leading 17-0. Felt like Point Loma had some moments there in that third quarter. They couldn't bring it together. And then, of course, Del Norte tried to punctuate the third quarter with that 59-yard touchdown run that was eventually called back.
Yeah, it's deflating. And Del Norte has put themselves in long down and distances, 2nd and long, 3rd and long, even 4th and 7, right, that they've gone for and they converted or scored on it. But, it's tough to overcome that. I think this is a sign of their offense overcoming those long down and distances. I mean, it shows the resilience of the play calling and the team, right, to execute the plays, not giving up, being it at its 3rd and long, or whatnot. But, this isn't the cleanest game for the Nighthawks. I know Coach Barnett, Legadoo, they'll have some corrections. They'll have some things they'll want to get better at with some penalties and some ball security, even though they recovered their own fumbles. But Anthony Taylor down here in the first half fumbling his catch, right, and Braxton fumbling. But these are normal week 1 kind of corrections to make.
You'll be able to clean these up.
Yeah, they're going to need to. And I think if they're going to want to, compete against LCC, Carlsbad, and some of these other powerhouses they're going to face this year. So
it will be the first time in, I think, 6 years that a Carlsbad football team isn't led by somebody with the last name Sayin. They had Aiden Sayin and then Julian Sayin, who's now at Ohio State. Apparently giving Will Howard a run for his money as the starter there. So we'll see what that Carlsbad Lancer team looks like up until they play the Nighthawks in a couple of weeks. 3rd and 15 here as we open the 4th quarter. Diesel Taylor, as the pocket collapses, will use his legs, slide out to the 45. It's going to be a gain of 9 on the play, but because it was 3rd and 15, it'll still be 4th and about 6 here for Del Norte.
They're going to punt it here. Make sure they have all the guys in the field that are necessary to be on the field.
And it's a 3-possession game, right? So at this point, you don't really have a ton to lose by playing a little bit safer.
Right.
Despite the fact that you have gone forward on a 4th down a couple of times tonight.
Definitely. I mean, you got to make them earn it, right? So pin them deep, make them march the distance.
Romeo Carter back to return. We've seen some stellar punts so far tonight for the Nighthawks. Great snap, plenty of time. Southpaw boot is up. Carter elects to let it drop, taking a Del Norte bounce. It trickles and a flag flies out to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, that might be on number 7 for the Pointers. Braden Bartocci. We'll see what the call is.
Saw a little extracurricular out there.
Yeah. I mean, you're frustrated right as the point if you're a pointer tonight, you know? You've played really well, really on both sides of the ball. You have. You just haven't put up the points, and that's what this game's about.
Yep, and you called it an illegal block in the back on the pointers.
Yeah.
So oh, actually, no, they called it on the Nighthawks.
Oh, they did call it on the Nighthawks.
So another illegal block in the back.
Well, that's interesting because block, and then they're the cover team, so it must push somebody in the back. Again, penalties, but, you know, again, okay, so it wasn't on the pointers. It's on the Nighthawks. That's, again, you can't have these penalties and, you know, to really set the team back. Last year, Trey Coleman, right, great average starting field position. Tonight, different story.
Yeah, it's a different look.
Different look.
For the Nighthawks in terms of special teams. A work in progress. Ryder Watson back out there. He is all alone, 5 wide. Looking to throw, plenty of time. Line holding, flushed out right. Pressure comes, and Watson dives out of play after a gain of 3.
Yeah, good job by George Summers coming up, forcing Watson to make a decision, right? He's putting pressure on the quarterback to either get rid of it or tuck it, not letting him be back there all day, and someone's, you know, finding their way open.
So it'll be second and 8 here from the 29. Watson evading space for a moment and gets a gain of 2 out of it. So Del Norte applying some pressure. Felt like Watson had some more time on that first snap, but the coverage was stellar and made things more difficult.
Yeah, oh, that's tough. That's Gio down.
Yeah, Gio Lamone, who went down briefly last season as well, is down on the field, and they're going to tend to him. This is a tough sight for Nighthawk fans. We've seen a couple of pointers go down. Seems like everybody's been able to bounce back okay.
Yeah, I think he got rolled up under. He might be cramping. It could be a hamstring injury.
His brother Esteban played through torn ligaments in his knee last year.
Yeah, a tough family.
It's an amazing family. Really, really amazing. And yeah, they are stretching him as if it's cramps on his lower extremities. So hopefully he's okay. We do our best not to speculate.
Yeah, it looks like it's a cramp.
Yeah, we call Drew Doctor ironically, not because he actually knows what he's talking about.
Because it's the first 2 letters of my name are D and R. Doctor. Dr. Ew. Dr. Drew.
I don't know, man. I think it might be too early in the season for that.
No,
the
I'm not going to
take the dad joke.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I love it.
I'm not even a dad yet, and I'm getting dad jokes.
Well, as your dad, apparently.
Yeah, well.
I don't know if I can sanction.
My real dad, shout out.
You think your real dad is offended by the fact that you said that I raised you?
In the booth, he probably would.
He would
okay
agree.
With that.
Okay.
But my real father, Walter Ferris, shout out to him. I know he's listening tonight.
Shout out, Walter.
He is good with the dad jokes, so it's rubbed off.
So
on me.
you've learned your dad jokes from your dad.
Yes, and an Instagram.
Wow, is that why they named it a dad joke?
And
Drew Ferris.
And an Instagram account called Dad Jokes.
We're having way too much fun at
we are.
Your expense, the viewer. We appreciate you sticking with us if you are. Jonathan Rifkin, Drew Ferris. It's spelled like Ferris wheel, apparently.
Or Ferris Bueller.
Gio Lamone is still being stretched out, but he is moving around, and now he's being helped up. So it looks like he's going to be okay, which is a great sign. Right now, though, if you're Del Norte, you keep your foot on the pedal. You keep playing a little bit more defensive.
Absolutely. I mean, you just got to contain the playmakers, and they've done a good job of that tonight. They haven't allowed anyone in the end zone, although they've given up penalties, right, and some big plays. But they've kept Romeo Carter under wraps, right? Ogden, again, he's making some nice runs. You know,
Dylan Upjohn has been basically obsolete in this game.
Yeah, he hasn't been, as effective as his other guys, but, yeah, they're containing them.
Back to the action. Watson lobs one up. It's dangerous. And it's punched out of the hand of Romeo Carter, a pair of Nighthawks on coverage, led by Tristan Kyle, the senior.
Yeah, and Danny Valapando there just getting great coverage coming over in the safety position. He's a junior. And again, that position for the Nighthawks safety, they tried a few guys, tried to bring up some young guys to fill in, but he's been doing a great job here tonight just containing this offense.
So 4th and 6 from the 31, and then again, the pointers are going to go for it. With 10-13 to go in a 3-possession game, why not? Watson's in trouble, and I think that was intended. I think that pass was intended for Leo Sod, and then
Romeo
out of
Carter. I think it was intended for Romeo Carter, and then Upjohn came and tried to catch it. Number 6, or number 9, because I saw Romeo. Sorry, go ahead.
It was intended for somebody else that wasn't Upjohn, and then Upjohn came back and stole it, and still couldn't complete the catch. So Del Norte. Yeah, you see right there. He basically stole it. Yeah, it was Romeo Carter. He stole it from his own guy. And Del Norte gets it, a turnover on downs again. 1st and 10 from the 31. Here's Anthony Matar, the sophomore, bouncing out to the right and immediately greeted back at the line of scrimmage on the tackles, Mateo Correa.
Yeah, and also number 4 got in there, Ian Mateer. He's been kind of quiet tonight on defense.
I thought we'd see a little bit more of him on offense as well.
Yeah.
Haven't really utilized him that way.
Yeah, speaking with Coach Tommy Morris before the game, he mentioned him being a two-way player, running back and linebacker. But
second leading rusher on the team from a season ago from the running back position. Of course, Brady Allen, the quarterback for the Pointers, led the team in rushing and passing. Also had Max Newbigin, who is a transfer from University City. 2nd and 11. This one is lobbed towards the end zone beautifully, but incomplete. And by the way, Jake Locker is in at quarterback, unleashing the cannon early.
Yeah, that was a great throw. I don't know how that wasn't caught.
Alec Waters was the intended wide receiver on the play. It seemed like he almost just stopped and didn't know where the ball was.
Yeah, I mean, he might have lost it in the lights. I'm not sure, but it was a great throw there by Locker.
Locker is the junior quarterback, backing up Diesel Taylor, at least for tonight's game. Back to Jack Schneider for a couple of seasons, went 5 for 7 last year in completions for 52 yards, got in 3 different games.
Yeah, I'm glad Locker's getting in the game. I mean, he's prepared hard this offseason. He's a great quarterback. He's grown a lot during the 7-on-7s this summer, so I'm excited to see what he can do.
Looks like Del Norte going mostly second team, with the exception of Matar in the backfield. Locker looking again. That one is intercepted. An incredible interception on the far side for the Pointers, looking for some energy here in the 4th quarter. A one-handed grab by who else but Romeo Carter to take it away from the Nighthawks.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that was a nice touch pass. I mean, he just got ran into a buzzsaw there with Romeo Carter because he had that. Yeah, look at this. If you can see, he high points the football with his right hand.
Look at the extension,
yeah,
my goodness.
That's tough. So great play by Romeo. I know I talked to Brandon Sullivan again. I talked earlier this week. He said not only is he a great receiver, but defensive back, he's also got skills. So this guy's a stud two-way player.
First interception of the season for Romeo Carter and for the Point Loma Pointers. 1st and 10 from the 33. Feeling the energy. Watson unleashes this one towards Carter. Incomplete. In coverage was Kyle, and it was uncatchable nonetheless. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just a step overthrown there. That could have been dangerous because Romeo Carter finally got behind the defense, which the Nighthawks have been doing a great job of not allowing him to take the top off the defense, but we dodged a bullet there for the Nighthawks.
2nd and 10. Del Norte continuing to lock down the receivers, part of that, and the other part is applying pressure to the backfield and putting the sophomore quarterback into compromising situations.
Thank you again for supporting Pointer Athletics.
Ryder Watson on the snap. Quickly flushed out left. Down the line he goes. That one is batted away. It may have been intercepted had it not been batted, but it is 3rd and 10.
Intended for number 9, Romeo Carter.
That looked like Maddox Romans on the defensive play there.
Sophomore playing a little corner on varsity.
Good for him. I mean, they do a good job, Del Norte, of bringing guys up the ranks, you know. And we talked about losing 35 seniors or however many they lost. I mean, but Coach Barnett gets these next-gen guys ready to play.
3rd and 10, under 9 minutes to go in the game. The Pointers want to try to stage an heavy comeback. It has to start now. This one goes to Carter. I don't think he was ready for it. His head turned a little late, and he bobbled that ball and ultimately dropped it. It's going to be 4th and 10.
Yeah, that's his second drop tonight. And I know he's walking back to the huddle with his head down because he knows he could have or should have made that play. But, you know, especially in a game like this, you're down 17-0, right? It was a 3rd down play. It's late or in the 4th quarter here. You know, as one of your star players, you got to come up with that catch.
Pointers with another opportunity on 4th down. They've gone 4 and out each of the last 3 drives. Watson dumps it down behind Carter, incomplete. And an uninspired couple of opportunities there for the Pointers offense.
Yeah, you know, that's tough. I mean, you've done a pretty good job running the ball. We didn't really see many runs on that drive, I think, because now you're in the 4th quarter, you're down 3 scores, you maybe abandon your game plan a little bit.
I wonder if they don't trust the line that much, because you're seeing Watson hold for a second in the pocket, but even without immense pressure, he's still flushing left or right. And I'm wondering if these quick pitches and catches are a symptom of that, because at this point in the game, you should be comfortable enough to take some shots, and they haven't yet.
Definitely. I mean, Nighthawks blitz a lot, you know, so they get to the quarterback, and they blitz early and they blitz often, and that's one of the benefits of being a blitzing team.
Jake Locker back out there for his 2nd drive. Dancing through the backfield, has a man. It's caught out across the 20. Tiptoeing the sidelines out near the 15. The pass was complete for the Nighthawks to Ryan Remigio, his first reception of the evening.
Good job by Jake Locker making something happen there, extending the play with his feet, finding Remigio, getting, you know, the chains moved. It was a great job bouncing back after that interception.
Yeah, soft coverage, Remigio hanging around.
Keeping his eyes downfield, right, moving throughout the pocket, rolling to his right. It was a good play.
1st and 10 from the 14. The Nighthawks knocking on the door again. Jake Locker with a couple of running backs surrounding him. Play action, looking left, evading right, turning the corner. Locker going to do it himself, and he's pushed out of play out near the 10.
Number 8, Walker.
Yeah, Riley Fariki was actually open there on the left side, but he felt some pressure on the left side. Couldn't quite, did I say his name last name wrong? Faroki? Okay, Faroki, sorry. It's dark up here, I can't see, you know. Faroki. The timing wasn't quite there, you know, on the pitch and catch, just to see it develop. But great job not, you know, forcing anything, feeling pressure, rolling out right, getting some positive yards.
Gain of 2 right there for Locker. Full backfield now. And it's a handoff to Remigio, showing that burst of speed.
Handoff, number 8,
And he gets down close to the 4. It should be enough for a 1st down. Yeah, and there's a Nighthawk stumbling as well.
Tackle made by number 34, Cody Kelly.
I think that was number 63, Matthew Kalfis.
Yeah, and it looks like it was just a quick wobble and he's okay.
I wonder if Diesel Taylor is hurt or if they're just putting Locker in the game.
My guess is the latter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I'm glid to see him in the game. I thought we'd see him.
It's a 3-possession game.
Yep.
He's earned his reps.
Oh,
this
definitely.
is the coaching staff's opportunity, or this is their advisement of rewarding him and giving him his opportunities as he gets swallowed up in the backfield for a loss.
I agree with you on that. I also think it's still somewhat of an open competition. I mean, I think they're bringing this competition throughout the first few weeks of the season, getting these guys reps. And hey, you know what? Getting both these quarterbacks some playing time, you know, you never know. Guys can get hurt, or, you know, you might have to. You don't know. You never know when your number's called. Right?
Exactly. Keep them sharp. Keep them ready.
Yeah, exactly. So up 3 scores, you know, and Locker getting in the game, getting some valuable playing time. It's definitely good to see.
31-yard attempt here on 4th and 10 for the Nighthawks. Back out there is Mateo Orozco, who had a 37-yarder earlier. This one should be well within his range, trying to push the lead to 20. The junior taking the place of one of the most decorated kickers in San Diego section history. Puts this one up and through. 20-0, Del Norte leads after a gorgeous 31-yard field goal by Orozco.
Very healthy operation there. Snap, holding, kick. Love to see it. And, you know, that play there was two guys, again, not on the field goal team when they should have been. And that'll be corrected also this next week against LCC. But, that again, punt team missing a couple guys, field goal team missing a couple guys, okay? Like, these are things that should be ironed out here moving forward.
Game number 1 of a season with a team who graduated 35 seniors. It is a tall task to replace that much talent, not to mention your top skill position athlete, I should say, Ty Olson, transfers to the powerhouse Lincoln. So a lot of bodies to replace, a lot of contributors to replace, and it seems like the Nighthawks are still working on the consistency there, but overall they've come to play well. Here's Dylan Upjohn on the return. He's been really good all night in that department and pushes this football up to the 30-yard line.
That was a great job. Anthony Matar flying down there on kickoff, making the tackle. You know, and I talked to him earlier in the spring, and I told him, I said, Anthony, you want to be playing at the next level beyond, you know, high school. I know he's only a sophomore, but I said, you run down there on kickoff, make a play, and get that on your highlight film. Trust me, you're going to turn some heads to college coaches.
That's a great point. Sounds like it came from somebody who's had some experience playing in college.
And on special teams.
That's how you got your heads turned.
That's right.
1st and 10 here from the 30 for the Pointers. Just trying to get some sort of offense going. Passes wide and incomplete. Upjohn was the intended target.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, you know, for Point Loma, there are so many signs of productivity and positivity, and I think that there's going to be a lot of growth there. You know, they're going to have the benefit of having one of the toughest schedules in San Diego on their side when it comes to postseason seeding and opportunities. You just got to rally a couple of wins together.
Definitely, and it'll help their young quarterback too. Looks like we got a quarterback change.
More on that here in a moment. I think it's Henry Hauser rather. Sam Hauser's the Boston Celtic. Henry Hauser's the quarterback here.
Wonder if they're related. Never know.
I would maybe distant cousins.
Yeah.
Anyways, Henry Hauser's the quarterback. Henry is a junior, and he ran it for a yard right there. It's going to be 3rd and 9.
Looks like they got a pointer down on the field.
Yeah, and very quickly the players are signaling for the training unit to come out.
Yeah, I think one of the linemen is hurt.
But there's a delay in getting them attention. Oh, it was an equipment issue. Well, maybe not.
He just needed water? Or I don't know what's going on. Oh, he has to come out of the game?
Yeah, they're going to sub him out.
Because he... Interesting.
Yeah, that was Max Merrick, the center.
Yeah, it looks like we got some new Nighthawks in on defense as well. Number 53, Bijan Monzia, playing nose.
Monzia, senior. Hauser on 3rd and 9 from the 31. Looking to pass. Line holds, passes up the middle and incomplete. It was intended for the Pointers' Ryan Patterson, the junior tight end. His second target of the evening. 4th and 9 now for the Pointers. And for the first time in the second half, they're going to punt it. 5:50 to go. Del Norte has really put a lid defensively on the Pointers' offense. We saw some signs of life, especially on that first drive, Drew. Coming out of the half, and they just could not put it together in a complete way. They missed the field goal, and from then on, it was all Nighthawks all the time. Low snap. Punt is away, and a fair catch is called at the 35 despite a near miss. That was Chase Jurgens on the fair catch.
Yeah, it looks like they subbed out Anthony Taylor. Haven't seen him much here in this fourth
In the second half, he really hasn't gotten a ton of opportunity. He had that one end around, or comeback, I should say. But other than that, it's been.
I hope he's not hurt, or they're just giving other guys opportunities.
Yeah, when you're up by 3 possessions and you kind of have a feel for the game as it's being played in your hands and your control. This is where, especially early in the season, you get your guys your reps.
No, I totally understand that. I know he's battled some hamstring, some calf injuries early in the year, so I just hope he's okay. But, yeah, it's good to see these guys getting reps. I mean, this is a very deep, talented team. We're missing a left tackle. We're missing a left tackle here.
And Del Norte is going to use a timeout. After a delay to get a left tackle, that would be Tyler Locker.
Matthew Sun getting in the game. I think there's some confusion on who's supposed to be in. I know they're trying to sub in guys.
You want to go run down there and play a snap on offensive line?
Well, it's funny. So in the scrimmage, the Nighthawks had a little bit of some snapping issues, long snapping issues.
Oh, and I'm sure you let them know.
They asked me. They said, "Hey, Drew, can you work with the long snappers here this next week?" Which was the week we just had. And it's funny, I had a dream that I was actually snapping for the Nighthawks. But I know that can't happen.
Were you wearing like the Nighthawk uniform?
No,
you were in pads?
It's funny, I wasn't. I don't remember if I was wearing pads or not.
Was this a pleasant dream?
Yeah, it was. It was good. I snapped well,
So your dream is to be the long snapper for Del Norte High School.
Well,
now we know.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can make it happen. I don't think you have any eligibility left. But
no, I think it's all tapped out.
Jake Locker at 1st and 10 from the 35. Flushed out right. Going to keep it and run out of room. After a gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, I just remember being like, "Oh, I could snap for you guys," But
I wish I had dreams like that. Most of my dreams are me running from something.
Oh, well, just like Jake Locker running away from that point.
Yeah,
defense.
I feel like he actually knows though what he's running from.
Oh,
that's the difference.
Okay.
Somebody out there who's a psychologist is like,
Yeah, it's funny. My dad is a retired therapist. He might help you, but pro bono. But he's retired, so. He's got to fit you into his busy schedule.
Am I getting counseling advice live on a broadcast right now? What's going on? 2nd and 8 from the 37.
We have fun here.
Dude, night number 1. It's going to be a fun season.
It will.
Jake Locker. Delayed handoff. Flag is thrown. A really nice burst of speed out across the 50. But this one will come back after a nice run from
Remigio.
Yeah, Ryan Remigio. They keep saying Jake Locker. That's a 6, not an 8. But because of how the blue is curved, it looks like an 8.
I can see why you'd make that.
Oh, I didn't make that mistake because I know that's Ryan Remigio.
The announcers here made
I'm just saying the PA.
Oh, okay.
We've all been there.
Yeah, I know. For the Nighthawks, number 26, Rylan Battle in the game. A young sophomore with a lot of talent and a lot of promise here. Wonder if they're going to try to get him involved late in the game, see what he can do.
This will be a holding penalty on Del Norte.
In the same play, Remigio got called back for a touchdown in the same play.
He had a 59-yard touchdown run called back.
That's tough.
Because of a holding call. It's those delayed handoffs. There needs to be some sort of coordination with the line to let them know that it's a delayed reverse. Remigio on the move. Locker immediately blitzed and sacked on the play.
Yeah, and that's something, that's tough to react to as a quarterback, but you try to recognize that pre-snap, like, okay, I'm getting a blitz. You usually don't want to motion the running back out of the backfield if you know you're going to get blitzed like that.
You want the protection.
Yeah, you want the protection. So maybe it was a great job by the pointers by disguising it, and not showing it, but either you get rid of the ball quickly to the flat and get your hot route in, or move the running back over and have him pick up the blitz.
Kobe Kelly was the leading tackler there for the Pointers. 5 minutes and counting here in the ball game. Del Norte has led every moment. 17-0 at half. 2 touchdowns in the game. One by Braxton Jones. One by the senior quarterback transfer, Diesel Taylor. It was garnered a lot of excitement here in San Diego. That was a low snap that bounces into the hands of Locker, and he gets eaten up back at the 20-yard line. A loss of about 5 or 6. Mateo Correa on the tackle. It's going to be 4th and 24, and the punting team comes out here for the Nighthawks.
See if they get all the correct guys on the field, you know.
They do keep Romeo Carter out there as the punt returner. It's been a nice evening of punting
Romeo Carter back to receive the punt.
for the Nighthawks. Carter's out near the 45 at the 44. Another southpaw punt. Carter fair catches it. He fumbles it, picks it up, but because he made the fair catch signal when he initially touched the football and then got possession, that's where the ball will lay dead. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line in Pointer territory.
Well, we'll see if the Pointers can scrape together some points here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, the dad jokes.
Knee slapper.
I don't know. I don't know. That, you might need to take a lap. There's a track here. Go take a lap, Drew.
Let you close this game out. You know, I didn't even realize that until as I was saying it. That's how clever I am.
I don't know if that's a problem or if maybe that's a good thing that you're immune to your own dad jokes, but
immune to my own.
Get them all out now, because when we're on Your View on Channel 4. No, I'm kidding. You can make them there too.
Okay, fair enough.
Henry Hauser, quick pitch and catch. There's Romeo Carter, securing it, turning, spinning, twirling, staying on his feet for a moment, and the last line of defense takes him down at the 45-yard line. A really nice play, a gain of about 17 right there for Carter.
Yeah, there's that athleticism that he's shown all night, you know, and making great catches, getting upfield, and he is a special player, and he's going to be a special player at the next level. Wouldn't be surprised if there's some scouts here tonight taking a look at number 9 for the Pointers.
So finally a bit of momentum here, maybe a little too late, but nonetheless you'll take what you can get if you're the offense. Henry Hauser back to pass, looking downfield, nobody's home, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think he thought Romeo would be down the sideline there. But I think for this drive here, Jonathan, I think the Pointers really need to just establish something on offense that they can take in with them for the next week. You know, I mean, like, you've had a pretty good night gaining yards, right, getting some first downs, moving the ball. But I think this drive here, if they can get some points on the board, they'll feel confident going into next week, taking on Cathedral, maybe Helix. I mean, one of those they have a really tough schedule, like you said.
So you saying Point Loma?
For Point Loma, yeah. They have
Otay Ranch.
Otay Ranch, okay.
Who historically has been really good. They've had some down years the last couple of seasons.
Sure.
Hauser up the middle. That pass is complete out across the 32-yard line. It's going to be Ace Selchow, a senior, with an ace of a grab. See, I can do it too.
Ace of a grab, I like that.
Pulling out the aces. 1st and 10.
Seem to have an ace up your sleeve.
Lap.
Or your...
We're going to count this season.
Your sleeve.
And you can do you can do this with me at home, fans, and maybe lesser than fans at this point of this broadcast or of us. We're going to keep count of how many laps Drew has to take this season, as there's an out route to Ryan Cleater. Cleater gets it for a gain of 9 on the play.
Not just a kicker. I like it. Athlete.
Well, he has a sack. He has a reception. He has a couple of kicks.
All right.
A complete player is Ryan Cleater.
Yeah. Well, he missed the field goal, so we won't.
Well, he didn't kick the field goal, so.
No, he did. Cleater did.
Was he the kicker?
Yeah, he was the kicker. That's why I said Cleater.
I already blocked it out. Okay. 2nd and 2.
See, he's wearing his kicking cleat right now on his right foot. Right there, split out wide to the right.
They're looking in that direction. Instead, it's Dylan Upjohn who makes the grab at the 15. Gain of 8 on the play.
Good timing there by the quarterback and receiver. Right, put a foot in the ground, drive that ball in there, and make the catch. So that's a good play.
Point Loma driving, searching for their first touchdown. It's mostly backups now, with the exception of the skill positions for Point Loma. Henry Hauser, the backup quarterback, putting in his work right now and playing very well in limited opportunity tonight. Searching for the end zone. Fade far side, incomplete, well overthrown. And Romeo Carter was indeed the intended receiver.
Yeah, great pressure by Bijan Monzia getting up there, forcing the quarterback to make a difficult throw there. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Monzia? What do you say?
I'm going to let you figure this one out.
All right.
It's Monzia.
Monzia. Oh, Monzia.
Yeah, Monzia.
Oh, well, I'm completely wrong.
You were closer to
Monzia,
being right
Monzia.
You said Monzia.
Monzia.
No, you didn't say Monzia.
Roll
You
the
just
tapes.
second-guessed yourself.
Okay.
2nd and 10. Hauser again looking up the middle. That pass is caught, and it's going to be short of about 4 yards to the end zone. Waiting on.
Gunnar Morris on the tackle there.
That was Dylan Upjohn on the reception. So 1st and goal here from the 3-yard line for the Pointers. The closest they have been to pay dirt all evening long. Hauser in the shotgun. Looking to find the touchdown. Flushed out left, all sorts of space. Hauser is in. Touchdown Pointers. A 3-yard keeper for Henry Hauser. And Point Loma at least making some noise here in the 4th quarter.
Love to see them get on the board, establish something. They deserve a touchdown tonight. They've really had a sound night offensively, just have not been able to get in the end zone till now.
Hauser saw the space, the defense backed off, and now Cleater with an opportunity for a PAT. Trying to make it 20-7. Kick is up, and kick is good. Taking a look at the replay here again, Drew. I mean, just a really good read there by Hauser to recognize the defense was nowhere to be found on that side of the field.
Yeah, he just didn't force a bad throw. You know, that obviously I think they're trying to design play to get the ball to Upjohn or whoever was out there on the left side. Didn't force anything, saw that there was open turf, and took it. So great decision by Hauser.
And it was a great success under the advisement of Carol Edlin, head coach Karina Monroy, and assistant coach Savannah Franco. Hey, cheerleaders.
So with 49 seconds left to go in the game, Point Loma scores their first touchdown of the season. The first of what I will assume to be many. Point Loma actually has a record for most points scored in a single game. That was back in 2022.
Round of applause for our varsity cheerleading squad.
As the Nighthawks were anticipating an onside kick. This one will be down to inside the 5-yard line. And Del Norte will take over here with 48 seconds to go.
Yeah, there's a little confusion on where the hands team was supposed to line up. They probably don't practice that all the time, you know. They got to be prepared for every situation. But great job by the return team recognizing you need to fall on the football even if it's kicked deep, right, in their own territory. Nighthawks got to be careful here, making sure they don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, there's no reason to muck up the game more.
Well, no, I'm saying if you throw a pick six, right, or a fumble return for a touchdown, now you're only one possession.
Oh, you're thinking like there's a chance Point Loma could come back.
Well, absolutely. You still have 48 seconds left on the clock.
I love your optimism, Drew.
I think there's always an opportunity. And you know what? After that Rancho Bernardo game last year,
that was your first broadcast.
That was
one of the craziest games anybody will ever see.
I've personally come a long way from that first broadcast, I think.
Have you? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You do great. 20-7, all the Nighthawks need to do.
Oh, they're taking these. Never mind.
Let this clock trickle down. The Pointers have all 3 of their timeouts. Will Coach Mark Price choose to use them? And it does not seem like that'll be the case. So the Nighthawks are going to move to 1-0 on the new season as they look to defend their San Diego Section Division II championship. Point Loma is going to drop to 0-1. Every game for them is crucial leading up to City League play because of the gauntlet they have to play with teams like Madison, Lincoln, St. Augustine, and Cathedral Catholic. So they'll try and turn their fortunes around next week as they host Otay Ranch in the second of their 3-game homestand to open up the season. Then they have to go 4 on the road. So these games pivotal for the Pointers as the clock trickles to 0, and that will do it. Del Norte gets the win 20-7. 2 touchdowns in this game for the Nighthawks. Braxton Jones on the receiving side. Diesel Taylor keeping it himself for the touchdown. And look, there's some positives, some negatives, things to clean up. At the end of the day, I think your overall feeling is satisfied that you get the win.
Absolutely.
With the recognition that there's going to be a lot of practice to be done this week.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you on all counts there. And if you're the Nighthawks, look, defensively, you played a great game, and you executed the game plan. You kept Romeo Carter out of the end zone, and you really didn't allow for any explosive plays to truly happen on their offense. But if you're the Del Norte Nighthawk offense, right, and even their special teams, right, not having enough guys on field goal team, not having the right guys on punt team, right, little things here and there, some penalties, some fumbling things, even though we recovered some of the fumbles, right? So, if you're the Nighthawks, you definitely have some things to clean up on offense and on special teams, get it with some of those things that I mentioned, but it's a great sign. I mean, this is a good Pointer football team, a lot of great athletes. This is a quality win on the road with a really good football team who was in the playoffs last year, right? So go ahead. No, just to your point, there's a couple of ways that you could view how this game went. I think overall, if you're Del Norte, it's positive because you replaced 35 seniors. You replaced your quarterback. You replaced your star wide receiver and kick punt returner. Like, there were so many question marks that don't have full answers yet, but I think that there are signs of positivity in every regard with this team. Anthony Taylor is going to be a huge threat. Diesel Taylor is going to probably make himself one of the best quarterbacks in this section. And then all the pieces around them, Anthony Matar, Ryan Remigio, the complementary pieces, the defense. I mean, there were some moments there where the defense looked stellar against, like you said, amazing skill position guys like Romeo Carter. Right, absolutely. I agree with you on all those counts. I mean, offensively, right, they have those wide receivers, Alec Waters, Braxton Jones, Anthony Taylor. Those guys are really going to rally and make this quarterback and this offense even better. But we saw the confidence and the arm talent of Diesel tonight, throwing the ball, running the ball, right, in the run game. You have Remigio breaking off some big runs, unfortunately called back for a touchdown, but Matar really moving the chains as well. And defensively, the one thing I would like to see from the Nighthawk defense, although they didn't allow the explosives, right, and they didn't allow those any touchdowns except for late in the game here, was to shore up the run defense. There was times when they were exposed on the run defense. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Drew, it was a quality win, like you said. There were some really big plays. How about Anthony Taylor downfield on 4th and long to make the grab to move the sticks? This was another big play. That was Ryan Remigio on the run, and then how about this move on the far side by Taylor, staying on his feet? Rather, that was Remigio who stayed on his feet. That was Braxton Jones, actually. It was one of them. They all did great. All single digits from on the far side of the field. It's hard to see. They're all numbers. Like, who knows? Now, this was a great play. That was Diesel Taylor keeping it himself to keep the drive alive, eventually setting up for a touchdown. And I think this was one of the most impressive plays here. Oh, we missed. We'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. There's a lot of highlights. There's a lot of highlights. I mean, listen, Legadou called a great game. I mean, he's getting guys in space. He's getting his playmakers the ball. He's moving the ball downfield, right? Even on 3rd and long, 4th and long. Right. They're creative. Yeah, they're creative. I mean, they're just, they're very dynamic, and it's hard to stop, and you really got to cover every blade of turf. And this play right here, this is the touchdown pass to Braxton. I mean, Diesel Taylor taking a shot in the end zone, throwing it to the back shoulder. Braxton Jones keeping his feet in bounds. I mean, that's a great pitch and catch for the Nighthawks. That's one of the highlights here already of the young season in the San Diego section. Of course, this was the 59-yard touchdown run for Ryan Remigio that was called back due to holding. But, man, can this kid accelerate. You're not going to find many running backs in San Diego who can run like that. And then this play right here, just a nice throw down the far sideline, and it goes for a gain of 15, and the Nighthawks able to cap off what was a 20-0 win here this evening at Point Loma. It's been a great night, Drew, and
like I said, a lot of hope here for the season.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot to be happy about, a lot to be optimistic about. I'm excited to see these guys take on LCC next week on a short week on the road, or no, at home, first home game of the season. So I'm excited to get in the nest, get back in our comfort zone, see these guys take on a really quality LCC team. It'll be fun to watch.
You only have 6 days to regenerate your dad jokes. Is that enough time, or do you normally need the 7?
I'll bring a spreadsheet. No, I'll have some things lined up here. I won't just rely on my wit,
All right, well, that's an appropriate way to end. He's Drew Ferris. I'm Jonathan Rifkin. Join us next Thursday, La Costa Canyon at Del Norte. All of Drew and his dad jokes are going to be there for you, as well as the Nighthawks on the football field. But for everybody who made our broadcast possible, again, an amazing job by our crew, led by our technical director, Daniel Storjuk, and all of you for taking the time to join us. For Drew Ferris, I'm Jonathan Rifkin. Have an amazing week. Week 1 of the high school football season is in the books, and the Nighthawks are 1-0.